Hi, this is Reed Davis from FunctionalDiagnosticNutrition.com. Really pleased that you're listening to Justin and Kate from Extreme Health Radio.
ExtremeHealthRadio.com. Feel exposed.
You weren't expecting that, were you? That was not on your radar.
You exposed my silliness to the world. That is funny.
Yeah, a little. What is that from?
Free credit report, maybe.
Free credit report
or something.com.
Something
what is
like
that?
Yeah.
That little jingle sticks in your head, though, huh?
It sure does. How do you like your chia seed pudding there?
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Tasty snacks.
Did you eat yours already?
Yeah, I had mine about 10 minutes ago.
Okay, yeah, mine's tasty business.
You know what I figured? In my bowl last night, I figured there's about, I think, over 40 grams of protein in that, in mine. Because I have the colostrum from One World Way, and then I have the Sun Warrior. Sun.
You put a warrior into your...
No, that's Sun. One World Way.
Yeah.
And then that's got 21 grams of protein. And then the chia seeds, I was looking at the protein. A lot of protein in chia seeds and hemp seeds.
Oh, yeah, you put hemp in there too, huh?
Yeah, lots of good fat and goji berries and coconut cream and coconut water.
I probably need to, add more protein and less sugar to mine because, I just slap, a banana slices in there along with some coconut cream.
Yeah,
but I do cinnamon to kind of balance it out. But
balance out the blood sugar? I'm
not sure. I still got to figure out this whole chia seed estrogenic property possibility going on here.
I don't suspect...
Let me Google this. Are chia seeds high in estrogen?
Chia seeds high in estrogen.
Let's find out right now. How many chia seeds do you think go into this bowl? How many do you think you're eating in a serving?
Oh my goodness.
Thousands?
Well, I do about 3 tablespoons per bowl, and I put 2 in yours because you're smaller than I am.
Thank you.
But 3 tablespoons. Who knows how many little individual chia seeds in each scoop, in each tablespoon? But
I think I'm getting. Right here, looking at this, it's already expanded, and I've already eaten half. It looks like 1,000 just in this one spoonful.
Oh, yeah.
I'm probably eating 10,000 chia seeds.
Isn't that great?
That's great. Okay, here's the first thing that came out. Dr. Furman, actually.
Oh, Dr. Furman. Really?
Yeah, library. He says, fighting breast cancer with flax and chia seeds. Well, there you go.
Oh, okay.
So let's see.
Dr. Furman, I know that. I know him.
I've seen... He's been on something I looked at just yesterday, Dr. Furman. Oh, the back of that magazine from the Hippocrates Institute.
Oh, Healing Our World.
Yeah.
Great magazine.
Yeah, right? So you've heard of him, right?
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. He's speaking all over the place, isn't he? Quite the
touring, the roaming evangelist?
Yeah,
or the touring
I don't know if he's an evangelist. But
well, he's evangelist for health.
Let's see here. I'm just trying to get to the nitty gritty. You want to introduce the show while I find out?
Yeah, let me let listeners know. This is Extreme Health Radio. Let's see, what episode is this? Episode number 357, I think. Like the Magnum? 357 Magnum?
Is it 357? It is, 357.
For all our gun-loving listeners out there, 357 Magnum. So if you go to extremehealthradio.com/357, usually on our Friday shows, we typically reference tons of different websites and different protocols and articles and things like that. So if you go to extremehealthradio.com/357, you'll be able to get all the show notes. And for reference, this is January
23rd.
23rd. Wow.
2015.
23rd, January 23rd, 2015. So we do our shows every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific. So if you guys would like to join us, you can do so at extremehealthradio.com/live. And there's a couple things I want to get to here really quick. We got a ton of stuff that we want to cover in today's show. So there's lots of great stuff we're going to be talking about. But I wanted to thank our 2 latest iTunes reviews that have just come in. We're really excited. But I love this. NT Organizer from the United States. She says, I'm so incredibly thankful for learning of this priceless resource, Extreme Health Radio. Its co-hosts, Kate and Justin, bring a wholesomeness and integrity to the broadcasts, which is quite refreshing. We've had people tell us before that we were not so
refreshing.
Well,
Integritous.
Integritous? But yeah, because someone mentioned one time that we ate on the air, and that was unprofessional.
Oh, shoot. I'm doing that right now.
But you know what? We have to do what we have to do.
We have to eat people.
This is just like you guys sort of being a fly on the wall. This is what we would be doing anyway. So we just happen to have a couple mics here. So it's very laid back, very casual. And she says, the discussions and interviews are engaging, the topics highly relevant, and covering a wide range of issues. And the guests astounding in their depth of knowledge and overall expertise, the exposure to a wide cross-section of health practitioners and how to access them and their services as well as the exposure to the vast amount of trustworthy products which are discussed and promoted. And some of the show's greatest assets are some of the greatest show's assets, in my opinion.
Aww.
I believe the seasoned health and wellness enthusiasts, as well as the layperson just getting started, will find tremendous value in tuning in regularly to Extreme Health Radio. Keep up the great work, Justin and Kate.
Well, that is an awesome review. Very well written, too.
I'm sorry, she reversed that. She wrote Kate and Justin.
Oh, well, put me first, please.
And there you go. So that was really nice. And then we got another one from Corey, and says, whether you're crazy into natural health or just trying to change a few things in your life to improve your health, you will find what you are looking for. Justin and Kate are engaging, the guests are knowledgeable, and the topics are interesting. One negative, when I start listening to the podcast or live shows, I get sucked in and can't get anything else done. Listen at your own risk, wink, wink.
Ah,
That's pretty cool.
welcome to our life. Once we start talking, we don't stop.
Yeah, you're in my world now, Grandma. Yeah, that's awesome. So thank you for those two iTunes
Wow,
reviews.
thanks, guys. That is awesome.
Yeah, one was Invaluable Health, or it was titled Invaluable Health and Wellness Guidance and Product Suggestions by NT Organizer.
Oh,
The other one was from Corey.
Corey.
So we appreciate that.
Wow, that makes me feel really good.
Yeah, really love when you guys leave reviews on iTunes. It's very helpful to us, and we appreciate it so much. And I wanted to thank the most recent people who have donated.
Oh, yes, please.
Man, we really appreciate this so much. Stefania Fanunza, Jonathan Heads, and Michael Leverich. Let me see. There's a couple more here too. Really just so thankful for these people, for you guys listening, and for you to support us in this way.
Angela from Three Roots Wellness, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Very consistent donor.
Yeah, she has a place called a healing center called Three Roots Wellness.
Yes, right? Yes. You guys should go online and check her out.
Yeah, Lusa Wostenberg, Yvonne Williams, Damon Stroud, Kara Head, Elliot Jolson, Math Academy. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, thanks, Math Academy.
Yeah, so I wanted to just thank you guys. Silly Bird, our friend. She's our
Silly
friend.
Bird.
Yeah, I wish we could just kind of.
Shout out to Silly Bird.
Wish we could hang out with these people.
I know.
You know, Elizabeth Moyers.
You guys are our friends.
Elizabeth Powers, Elizabeth Moyers. So some very, very cool people. Anne-Marie Cronin, Lori Hammer. So we're so thankful for you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wish we could all just, what we should do one day is have a little get together, like a conference or something where we can get together with all our listeners and hang out.
And just hang.
Yeah. And
Eat chia seeds and hang out.
Yeah, like throw chia seed at each other like Pamplona.
Like
You're running in the bowls?
Like the tomato festival where you just throw tomatoes at each other. No, wouldn't that be neat? Because I want to see. It's so amazing when people come into town and say, "Hey, would you guys want to meet up for a juice?" And it works out with the timing and stuff, and you actually get to see people's faces and meet them in person. It's a whole different. It throws a whole new meaning into just being. I don't know. Just you're not listeners. You're our friends. You're our family. We feel really connected to you guys.
That's one of the downsides about doing a radio show like this, though, too, is that we don't get to interact physically in person with our listeners. Yeah. How fun that would be.
Yeah. Oh, that's the best. I think that would be the most fun thing ever.
Yeah. That'd be so fun.
Remember when we got to meet Tom at Dr. Bergman's?
Yeah.
From Hawaii?
Yeah, that was cool.
That guy's amazing.
Yeah. He lives in Hawaii? Mm-hmm. How do we figure out how to live there?
let's talk to Tom.
Maybe
we're moving in.
Land. We'll just be over here in the corner.
Tom, if you're listening, we're moving in. So get ready.
Yeah, we'll just hang out over here in the corner. Don't mind our wiener dog that bites you. Don't mind her.
Don't mind our biting wiener dog and our yurt.
Oh, that would be cool.
Oh man, you know what? I'm getting more and more open to the idea. Like, you've always been such a warm weather person. I've always wanted seasons, but we're kind of shifting.
Yeah, it's very.
What's going on with that? Like, the more revolutions around the sun I take, the more I'm willing to go where it's warmer, because I realize being a Vata type and being a Vata. I see that's the girl version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being a Vata type, the Ayurvedic body type, as well as having some autoimmune challenges, where I get this thing, Raynaud syndrome, where, for those that don't know, like right now even, see how my hands are starting to turn white, my fingertips all the way up?
It's weird. It's just on your left side.
Just on my left side. I know, right? So I'm having to sit on them right now because my circulation could use some help. But gosh, cold weather and me, we don't mix. Why do I think I want to live in a place where there's winter? I wouldn't do well. So it's like, I kind of want to go to Hawaii or somewhere really warm.
Typically, for me, I've always been a warm weather guy, but in the last year or so, I've been willing to go somewhere cold for, like, I kind of wish the winters were colder. I mean, here right now, it's got to be
75 degrees.
Yeah, it's 75 degrees and sunny.
Right. What the heck?
And it's been like that all winter long, except for about a
couple days of rain and
maybe
freezing.
Like a week and a half stretch of cold, and then like 5 or 6 days of that week and a half were really cold for us. But other than that, it's been almost better weather than summer.
Yeah, you surprised me when you said that. We were walking somewhere the other day and you said, gosh, I just want to go, like, for the whole month of December, go somewhere where it's freezing and where it has snow and actually feel winter. And yeah, I mean, to have that come out of your mouth, shocking.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have said that even a year ago, really.
I think it's because, I mean, ideally I would just like to be living in, a dream would be like living in Hawaii, right on the beach with a cool house right across the street from the beach. Grow your own garden, do a radio show, be able to go surfing. I mean, how amazing would that be? Go hiking, go in the rainforest, go hiking. But
that would be a dream.
In the winter here, you can't really surf unless you have a really good wetsuit, because the water does get pretty cold in the high 50s. And
yeah, it's not like toasty water here.
Yeah, so we've been kind of merging, but I'm still, Hawaii's still high on my mind.
Would you go to Hawaii before you would go to Costa Rica?
Just for vacation or to live?
To live.
To live.
Because you know how we heard about that Serenity Garden place?
Oh, yeah.
In Costa Rica. One of our listeners told us about that.
Yeah, there was this place in Costa Rica. I've been down there before, but this is a brand new thing, and it's a bunch of people going down there. I don't know, waiting for the end of the world. I don't know what they're waiting for. But they're going down there. You get a plot of land, and you get
everyone kind of has access to the community garden and community health. Everyone has there's meats, there's everybody kind of has a section where you can either help out or you can go get your stuff within the community. I don't know.
That'd be pretty fun.
It's very health promoting. Then you have your own land around you where you could do all your own stuff too. Do you know about the water? Do you remember what the water situation was there? I
don't know, but I think they're getting it from some local water source, like a stream or
a well or something,
spring or something like that. But the hardest part about that for me would be leaving family and leaving friends, and because you'd be essentially just down there by yourself. I mean, if you can get a bunch of your friends to go down there, that'd be pretty cool. I mean, we talked to, Jennifer Daniels on Turpentine.
Dr. Jennifer Daniels.
Does a lot of work with parasites, and she moved down there. Is she in Costa Rica or Nicaragua?
I think she's Nicaragua.
Is she? I think
that's Panama.
Or Panama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just north or south of Costa Rica.
Yeah, see, now moving to Hawaii, you'd still be isolating yourself from your friends and family. You'd make new friends and family, but when you go to a different country, it seems you feel so much more displaced or disheveled. I mean, you feel really disconnected. But the idea of going to Hawaii, I mean, the way things are getting, when I get on my soapbox, the way things are going in the U.S., I get pretty discouraged and disgruntled by the way the system. Well, not that.
That's a little different.
That's another dis word. You're funny. I feel like discombobulated when I get out of the sauna. That's how lightheaded I am and excited from all the therapy that thing gives me. But no, I feel like if you're looking to start something kind of new and get out of the clutches of the way that we're getting our freedom slowly stripped away, then Costa Rica sounds more appealing to me.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like feeling safe and feeling more like home, Hawaii would be a no-brainer. But you're still playing within the rules and the confines of the U.S.
Are you still averse to the whole living on an island thing and island fever and all that? Is that something that's an issue for you?
I think less so.
Yeah.
I'm changing a bit.
Because it really just depends on how big the island is. Because you could say, well, the United States is an island, really. I mean, it's all just an island.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it just depends on how big the island is that you're moving on to. If it's like Gilligan's Island, then you've got problems. There's nowhere to go. But if it's a big island, there's a lot to do.
Your island's as big as your car. Yeah. That would be really boring.
That would be too
You'd
big.
be really tan, though.
Yeah.
That's all you could do all day. Swim and lay out on your 10 by 10 round piece of sand in the middle of the ocean.
That would be a cool place, though.
Like Hawaii is big enough for me. Like I'd feel okay with that.
Yeah.
Anything smaller, I'd probably get a little. Remember that island we went to in Australia? Was it Daydream Island or Green Island?
Both. Yeah.
Those are cool. But
Fraser Island.
Fraser Island. That's right.
Yeah.
But they were too small.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fraser Islands too is really dense, and it's a lot of forest. There's a lot of forest there, and
if you wanted
a lot of population at all.
If you wanted to get off the radar, though, that's where you would go.
Yeah, that's true.
Just go get lost in the jungle. No one would ever care where you were.
Remember we walked around Green Island?
Mm-hmm.
We all walked all the way around it. That's how it was in Tonga.
That's right, we did.
In Tonga, too. I kayaked around a bunch of islands.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so cool.
Within like 20 minutes?
Pangai Motu.
Yeah,
that was the island.
Wow.
But it was like a half-hour paddle, and you just paddled around them. So cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it's fun.
Did you do it by yourself or with people?
Just by myself.
That's neat to say.
Yeah.
How many did you do that?
I think a couple of them, because I took a boat out to that Pangai Motu island, and then from there you can kayak to other islands that are really close. And so I just kind of like figured eight around them.
Oh, wow. That's really neat. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
So you and I walked around that island. That's right. We did do that.
Yeah, remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Green Island.
Mm. My favorite thing in the office when I'm in this sauna here, this
studio?
Our studio, yeah. Office studio, whatever. I look up at the glass bottle we have.
Oh, yeah.
With all your sand, like from your trip around the world, how you layered all the sand, and there's such different colors. I can't believe you went to like a black sand beach, like gold sand, a white sand. Those are just the most amazing colors, just layered and layered. I might have to put that on Instagram because it is beautiful.
That rust color one is
what's that
Natal, Brazil.
Really?
And then the one right above it, which is black. is Taranaki Beach in New Zealand, which is a black sand beach. I went surfing there.
Wow.
It was so fun. I hiked this mountain that was in New Zealand. It's Mount Taranaki. You can look it up online. I think it's about 10,000 feet. Hiked up that and then got a ride back. And the place where I was staying, the guy that I stayed with in Taranaki and New Zealand, I met on the beach and on Pangai Motu Island in Tonga.
Way.
Because the Kiwis always go, like their version of Hawaii is the South Pacific. So they all travel to Samoa and Tonga and all these places. And I met him in Tonga.
And he invited you over.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, if you ever come to New Zealand, let me know.
You're like, now I am.
Actually, I'll be there in 2 weeks.
Did you already have that planned?
Yeah, I did.
And so you just added that area onto your trip and stayed with him?
Yeah, so I stayed with my parents or my extended family in Waiheke Island, right off Auckland. Mm-hmm. And then I just took a bus, I think, all around the northern island, and Taranaki was one of the places I went to. And so I met his wife at some parking lot somewhere, and she drove me over to their house, and they had a little kid. And I stayed with him for, I think it was like a week or so.
What was his name?
I don't remember. I don't know what his name was, but he was a veterinarian. And so,
really?
Yeah, and so out there you have veterinarians, and they're not just working on dogs.
They probably go out to like your farm and look at your sheep and your horses and your cows. Alpacas.
Yeah, so they're working on chickens, on everything.
That's amazing.
And so that's what he was, and he let me stay there, and I did all these hikes near his house. So beautiful.
How long were you there for?
I went on a hike near his house, all by myself. It was like just hours into the jungle. It was crazy, and you could drink right out of the stream. So he walked me up.
Did you?
Yeah, he walked me up to the trailhead, and was telling me all about the stream and how clean it is, and so I just.
And this is awesome. Before Daniel Vitalis got his claws into you. You didn't know anything about water.
No, that's right.
Wow, but you valued the fact that you could drink. That is interesting, because even before you care about your health, you know that if you're going to go hiking most places, you don't want to drink the water that's just trickling on the side of the...
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, I hiked like hours and hours and hours all through the jungle. It was like a jungle, and it's just, you get up to the mountaintop, and it was just awesome. Drinking right out of the spring water. Yeah, it was so cool.
Oh my goodness. No. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Where
New Zealand's an awesome
I wish
place.
I would have joined you on that.
I know. Where were you? You were probably...
working. Imagine that. I was working in the salon.
Dude,
I was cutting hair.
That was 2000, I think. Yeah, that was 2001.
Yep.
So you would have been already years into your salon career.
Yep. You're drinking out of streams, and I'm coloring somebody with tox, and you wonder why.
Yeah.
2 big things this week, by the way.
Tell me.
Berkey water filter.
Oh yeah.
We need to talk about that and unpack that, and then we this is a big week for me because tomorrow's my last day.
What's bigger, the Berkey or the last day?
What do you think? Berkey.
Berkey.
The way that we've been so excited about this Berkey.
Ending your 16-year career in a toxic and work environment that you hate desperately, or getting a Berkey?
A water filter. It's a toss-up.
No, that's insane.
No, they're 2 really big things. Like, I was really excited when we were talking right now about the water. I thought, wow, this is so cool that if something ever happened, we actually could go out to a dirty water stream or, collect any kind of water, throw it through this thing. And I'm drinking it right now. Look at this pristine water.
I know.
It's amazing.
Have you heard of the Life Straw?
No.
Have you ever seen that?
What is? Oh, yes, I have.
You've seen the pictures?
You can drink out of the dirty stream right out of it because, it filters it out.
Yeah, we should put a link to that. I think you can get that on Amazon or somewhere, lifestraw.com maybe.
Do you trust it?
If I were going hiking, I'd take it for sure. I used to hike iodine tablets that you could take to purify water,
smart.
When we hiked Mount Whitney, every time I do that, if you're stuck and you need, spring water that you're not sure about, or river water.
Okay.
But yeah, the Berkey's awesome.
The Berkey's amazing.
A little trouble setting it up.
It was a little intense.
But it was awesome.
Let's say the sun was up when we started and the sun was way down when we finished.
Yeah. Granted, it was, a few minutes
4 in the
before
afternoon.
sunset, but it wasn't like we started at 1 and we ended at 8 or 9 o'clock.
It felt like it though.
Yeah, might as well be.
No, it was, it's worth it though.
You just have to follow the instructions, but man, is it worth it?
Man, is it worth it. So we ran three waters through it, right? We ran it through 3 times to kind of clean it out, right?
Yeah, 3 cycles.
3 cycles, and now we've been drinking it today. It's our first cycle that didn't need to kind of be filtered out. And what do you think of the taste?
It doesn't taste. It tastes a little different. Have you noticed a little bit of the difference of the taste between the alkaline water that we have? Have you done back and forth?
I haven't done it back to back, but I don't know if it's mental, but I think it tastes different. What does the alkaline taste more to you? I'll have to do it back to back.
I don't know. I did it last night, but I noticed there's a difference.
Okay.
But still, with alkaline water, they're getting their water from the same sources we're getting ours.
Right. It's still
municipal water.
Right. Exactly.
So it's going to end up saving us a ton of money. And Natural News, Mike Adams, our buddy over there in Austin, he did a test in his lab with the Austin air purifier.
He's probably done that too.
Because I see where I just said Austin. No, but he did a test in that lab. I think he spent over $1 million in that lab, or just building it out or something. But he's got this incredible lab, and he tested, I think, between 5 and 10 of the top water filtration systems. And I was expecting Berkey to be in the top ones, but it was actually the best one.
The top one.
It filters out fluoride and chemicals and arsenic and viruses and food dyes and colorings and chemicals and everything. I think it's 99.9999.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That's intense.
I think that's right. I may stand corrected, but I have to look into that.
That's pretty cool for not being like a whole house system.
Yeah.
Like the fact that it's beautiful. It's stainless. It sits on your counter. Sure, you have to fill it up every day, like the way we go through water, but I don't know. If it's that good and it's taking out that much stuff and it's not a whole system, like, it smells different to me though, I've realized.
Does it?
I've been smelling it since we started filtering through even the old stuff. It doesn't, like, tap water to me smells, I can smell the chlorine.
Yeah, it's weird.
When I run a warm bath, if I don't have my filter thing, which I'm careful not to, I smell the chlorine coming out. This just doesn't seem like that.
It removes all chlorine.
Seems really good.
Pretty incredible. We ponied up and paid the extra little bit of money to get the fluoride filters, but
right.
Yeah, we're really just over the moon about it because it's going to save us a ton of money.
Right.
One thing I have to get over is my hang up of drinking water that's come out of a tap. Because
I know.
I don't know what it is, because when we go to the water store where we get the reverse osmosis alkaline water that's been purified and all this stuff, that's still coming from the tap too. But for some reason, it's like,
I know.
Like, why does mom's home cooking taste better? There's no difference.
I know.
But there is. So this, I just have to get over. It's tap water. But I mean, the most ideal water I think you can get is from springs.
Right.
And if you can do that, but to have a Berkey at home is just, I think,
invaluable.
The best filter you can get.
Yeah. I know what you mean about going into the water store, though, because I think that, like, what we think we don't know, like, I'm like, okay, it's going through all these things underground, and then it's going into the system, and it comes up, and by the time we see it, it comes out of a stainless steel faucet, and it just looks so like, okay, we know it's not tap water.
Yeah.
So it's okay. It's like, we don't even, it's like the disconnect between seeing tap water and then seeing this really nice water store where it comes out of like a non-tap kind of a look.
It's psychological.
Psychological, totally.
Yeah.
But then, I went to this last summer, I think, or fall, I forget. I went with a girlfriend to a water demonstration using the Kangen water.
Oh, yeah.
And, that's just, that same thing. That woman whose house it was at, it's sitting on her countertop, and it's tap water. I mean, it connects right to your hookup. So, I was drinking that, no problem. So I don't know why, even when I was in someone else's house, it seemed like more psychologically safe.
Yeah.
I don't know
right?
what that is. Like,
it's like if you're at someone's house and they have a Kangen and they're in like this Tuscan home with granite countertops and a backsplash and a silver faucet and a nice, beautiful silver looking Kangen machine. And then, it's something about it. It's just,
I know.
It's all the same, coming from the same source, but
maybe is it because we have part of our house outside falling off because of termites, and then we have paint chips behind the wall that are Berkey's on?
Yeah.
Perhaps it makes it seem like a little ghetto.
Yeah, there's something psychological about it.
It's weird though, huh?
Yeah, I do think that we're going to start going back and getting spring water again. But this is just sort of like, it's good to have something at home for when you run out of something. Like we make the bone broth. And we buy organic, free-range, whole turkeys.
Chickens.
Or chickens, yeah. And we make bone broth out of that. And so when we run out of that, we buy, we have a stocked-up version of the brothery, the Flavor Chef's bone broth. And so it's good to have some on hand that's in stock, that's sort of sitting in your freezer or your cupboard where you can just sort of,
have on hand.
Yeah, and so I'd like to go back and get to spring water again.
Yeah, I know.
For sure.
I wonder if ours is up and running again, or if it's still been vandalized.
That's sad. That's sad.
I do love spring water.
Sad.
I love me some spring water. Sad.
I know, right? So I want to read an email. Pretty cool.
Okay.
Betty Lewis on Facebook says, hey, Justin, enjoying your Facebook posts. After months, they are finally showing up again on my Facebook page. I wonder what took so long. And you know why? It's because we're posting more often.
Is that why? Yeah,
I'm posting all kinds of really cool articles that I'm reading, I'm finding online, and posting those articles. And it's cool that people are starting to see our posts now. I'm really excited about that. And
yeah, you think?
Yeah, and it's cool because the more you interact with our posts on Facebook, the more you'll see our stuff. I think that's kind of how it works, where if you click on a photo or click on a link or comment or like or share, sharing's the best. But if you interact with it in any way like that, even clicking on a photo, you'll start seeing our stuff more. But I did want to let everyone know, if they want to get a Berkey filter, they can go to extremehealthradio.com/Berkey. And we've connected up with a great company that sells the Berkey water filter. So they're also in our store too.
Cool. Do people need to, so they buy them online?
They buy them online, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And you just go on there and there's a bunch of videos. It's BERKEY. extremehealthradio.com/Berkey.
Cool.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. I want to thank everyone, by the way, that's been sharing my blog posts.
I know, right?
Yeah. Wow. So it started at October 31st.
So you're 82
almost
days in.
3 days in, 3 months in. Because there's 31 days this month, right? January, yeah.
No, so, January's 30, isn't it?
October, November, December, January. No, 30 days. 31 days.
Oh, 31. Wow.
You've lived under a rock your whole life. I'm just kidding. Mr. I love calendars and calculators, and you're supposed to know these things.
Date stamp.
Timestamp. Yeah, no, I'm really grateful. Like the blog is just, it's so fun for me to chronicle my journey in my life as I go. And just that the fact that people are finding it to be of value and they're sharing it. Like, thanks guys. Like that really makes me feel good. And
I know.
I hope if I can help one person.
Yeah. They valued your writing so much that they decided to click share on that page.
That's so nice.
On your post and share it with their friends. That's so cool.
And not every post is this groundbreaking thing. Sometimes it's just like I started it because for maybe people listening that don't know, it's just I've been dealing with these chronic digestive problems for so long. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to chronicle my journey toward health and wellness again and call it my Feel Good Project because I want to feel good, darn it. I want to feel better than I've felt in years because, man, I've realized for years I haven't been ideally functioning and I've been just kind of accepting this and I'm tired of accepting it. I'm really ready to keep healing and get to a whole new place. So, it's mostly for me, but if anybody, I'm just so great people are getting something from it enough to share. So
that's super cool. Yeah. So this is a project, if you don't know, it's called the Feel Good Project, where Kate's writing every single day, chronicling, her journey and she gets very personal in there and, shares her struggles and shares her triumphs and victories and just sort of talks very candidly about what's going on in her life. And, so it's a different perspective than you're going to get on the show because you're sort of sharing different things and different ideas and having your own platform. Mm-hmm. So it's cool where people can get to know you a little bit more.
Yeah.
With that,
I'm getting to know myself through it. It's funny when you sit down and you start writing, you're like, where did that thought come from? Is that coming from me? Okay, if it is, let's sit with that and marinate on that and like what is this? Where is this coming from? Yeah. You kind of find yourself.
Yeah.
I've always been a journaler and I feel that's true, but there's something about being consistent and daily, showing up every day, committed to your project that you go, wow, like I see the change happening. By the way, it looks like there's a creepy eye looking at me on the wallpaper over right on the very left side. Every time I sit here, because we haven't done a show for a while, I see this creepy eye like in the middle of the wallpaper watching me. It's like this,
it's like the Eye of Horus.
All-seeing eye.
Yeah, the Eye of Horus. We embedded it in there to make you feel like on the back of the pyramid on the money. Yeah, you're being watched.
Creepy.
Big Brother's over there.
One day you'll have to sit over here and you'll be like, kind of interesting. I put the wallpaper up so I know there's no creepy eye in it.
Yeah. Well, I work late at night. So I put the eye in there. We didn't talk too much about your big announcement.
My big leap.
So this has been sort of it's funny, it's sort of like a rolling announcement that's been dragged on and on. and on. For months now, but now
people are like, why don't you just quit?
Just quit. I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of hearing about you quitting. But it's finally coming to an end.
Tomorrow's the day.
Yeah.
The 24th of January, 2015, I'm turning in the key. I'm hanging up the scissors and walking away.
Nice.
It's going to feel amazing. Yeah, I know. I feel ridiculous. Like I do feel like it's like, again, she's talking about it. I mean, I feel like but that's how I feel.
But not everybody catches all of our shows though, too.
No, that's true. But how much people have caught, and if they're feeling like I'm still talking about this, that's how I feel so sick of thinking and talking about it in my head for the whole 17 years.
So you want to just be done.
I've been wanting to be, I literally never wanted this career and got kind of just sucker punched into taking it because I mean, again, I've been writing a lot on my blog about the lies we've bought into, and I've been buying into the lie of security and needing health insurance. When my dad mentioned when I got out of community college for 1 year when I was 19 or whatever, and he said, well, if you don't want to continue doing this and transferring on later, then you need to find something that's going to provide you with health insurance. I thought, okay, well, that makes sense. That's what you do. And, as a 19-year-old, that didn't really put much thought into anything. Of course I did that. And looking back, I don't think my dad would have cut me off. I think I had until I was like 23 before you're actually dropped from your parents' insurance.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's older than 19.
Yeah, I think it might even be. I think it's 24, isn't it?
I think it's something. Yeah, it's up there.
Maybe it varies by state too, but
it probably does actually.
I think it's 24 here though in California.
But I was so bummed. I'm like, man, I had those years that you
could have figured some things out.
But being responsible, air quotes, I felt like I needed to start just going out and doing that. And I picked something basically that I felt like I could provide for myself and, be a full-time student and still get his insurance and then, privately branch off and buy my own. And, I don't have a lot of regrets in life, but if I could do it again, I probably would do it differently.
Hey, so what would you have done if you... let's say back then, how old were you when you first started hair?
19.
19. Okay. So back then, if you had known what you know now about hair and how toxic and how arduous and stressful and emotional it all is, and how much it just wears on your body, almost like unlike any other career. But if you knew all that, but you knew that you weren't going to get involved into something you really loved, like what we're doing now, for the 17 years. So basically you knew you were going to do something different for 17 years. And then 17 years later, you were going to finally get to the thing that you love. What would you have done?
In the in-between time?
Yeah. Like knowing that you have 17 years, would you have just...
Well, I probably wouldn't have had gut problems, so I'd be sitting there eating bonbons all day.
Well, then you would have had gut problems.
I would have created it either way. I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's a good question.
What would you do if you look back 15, 20, 30 years ago, knowing that...
If I had to still provide for myself, if I had to make money?
Yeah. I mean,
because if I didn't...
Unfortunately, living here, it's very expensive.
Right.
Just anywhere.
I was going to say, I know what I would do if I could look back and not have to worry about supporting myself. What I would do would be like following my artistic drive and creating things and...
Like art and things?
Art and playing instruments and working on myself. Like, this is a double-edged sword, though, because I'd be working on all the anxiety issues and things I've dealt with in the past, but I don't think I would have reached that point without this journey.
I know.
So I couldn't have, it's like, you can't really say.
The past struggles are necessary in order for us to get to where we are today. So it's almost impossible to look back and think that you could have made any growth without those hard times.
I wouldn't have been who I am today at all. I wouldn't. So that's factual. I mean, I guess you can't say it's factual because I don't have two parallel lives to experiment around with, but maybe I do. Maybe I am doing it right now and I don't know, but whatever's going on, I mean, I'm grateful. I wouldn't have chosen it now that I know what I know with the health stuff. I mean, it's wreaked havoc on my body and my mind and my emotions. But I don't know. There's nothing else. That's what's funny is nothing else is called out to me. Yeah. I dabbled in interior design stuff. I thought about being a wedding planner. I thought about being a floral designer. I thought about the culinary school was a huge draw to me. I baked pies. I thought for a while I wanted to have a pie shop. Like, all these things in the foodie world that are so fun. And, but none of those... I feel like when the culinary thing came up, it was trading one set of stress for another.
How do you mean?
The restaurant world is insanely stressful.
Yeah, that's true.
That actually would have been as psychologically damaging and gut-wrenching and gut-damaging as my job doing hair. So it's like, I don't know what I would have done, but had I done anything else, I probably would have ended up in the same place. Yeah, there's nothing I was passionate about, really. Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard to know where you would have been because it's hard to know the journey how the journey would have been different.
Right.
Had you taken a different path in life,
Right.
Yeah, but I'm glad that you're doing what you're doing now, and you're.
Oh my gosh! Well, this is the first time in my life where I felt like this is actually my purpose.
Yeah.
To feel your purpose and to feel your passion, I think are kind of one and the same, maybe a little different, but I've never had any of that. I've never been passionate about the hair business, the beauty industry. And I've never felt a purpose in that either. Like the purpose was, I felt like it made me money, and make people feel good, but it's been so draining and so strange on so many levels that, like, to me, this feels like what we're doing right now feels like the stuff that changes the world.
Yeah.
And it changes me. It changes my world. And all the growth I've seen in myself, I go, this is purpose. Like, this is what I was destined to step into.
Yeah.
Yeah, in some capacity. And I'm so excited. I'm just so excited about the future. I'm like, peace out. And we had a really interesting thing happen this morning without getting too detailed where a main source of our income was shriveled up and cut off.
Right.
And it's funny, it's the day before my last day, and here I am feeling like, okay, well, we know we have this money coming in, and we know we have that money coming in, and we should be okay. We'll scrape by and, trust that this is going to work for us. And then
that leg just gets chopped out.
I'm like, and it's funny how I thought, I saw it and I go, oh, okay. And I kind of had a moment of panic, but then I thought, well, this is faith. Isn't faith like when you step out with no, like, this is, here I am stepping out thinking I'm on this faith journey anyway of trusting that this is all going to work out, but still feeling like my cushion was there.
Right.
Well, now half my cushion's been deflated. And I'm like, okay, well, this is forcing me to have faith about it. And your reaction was really cool to me too. How you're like, it's cool. God's got it. Like, I
feel like it's a quiet confidence because, I mean, we are taking a huge step and relying solely on Extreme Health Radio right now, right? With you quitting work. And so it's a huge step. And I feel like we don't have a choice in a sense because it's like there's just, this is what we are supposed to be doing, and I know it. And so we've been confirmed that time and time again by just all kinds of circuitous, weird, synchronistic, random circumstances that have happened, quote, by chance, or letters from people that have written in, or all kinds of different things. And I just know it's what we're supposed to be doing. And so am I nervous? Oh, yeah, a little bit, but I just can't let my mind go there.
Yeah.
Because we're working on some things behind the scenes here that I think you guys are going to just be incredibly in love with. So we're going to be talking about those more and more over the months as it gets closer to launching. But, it's just the type of thing where if we can hold on for a few months, I think we're going to be okay. And it's just a quiet confidence. Like, I know it doesn't matter. It's almost like, if everything got taken away from us in terms of, no one donated any money anymore, no one did
bought anything,
Amazon, didn't go through our Amazon link or any of that. I just feel like I don't know why, but it's going to work because we're supposed to be doing this.
That's exactly how I feel too.
Yeah. It's like, and two, I think that it's so easy to get wrapped up. I mean, if I wanted to, I could go down negative path in my mind and start worrying and being anxious and hold on to everything with a tight grip. And I just think it is the way it is, and it's gonna work. I
feel like we have such, like, you and I are such slow, like we were laughing about me quitting my job and talking about it and beating the dead horse. It's like things progress very slow for us in all ways,
very methodical and calculated.
Very, and it's still risky because we never feel better about the choice a year later versus a year ago, but it's been slowly, like, either we have more peace about it or we feel like, okay, things are, I don't know. It's just for us, like, leaping and jumping. That's why I'm so excited about this. Cause even though it's been slow leading up to me quitting the salon, I'm finally able to jump, and it still feels risky, but not like it would if I'm just not one of those people who walks in and quits one day and walks out. And the stories are amazing, but it just hasn't been the reality for us while we've been trying to back Extreme Health Radio and keep it going.
Yeah. It's going to work. I know.
Yeah, it's going to work.
People, seem to enjoy our show, and they pass it on to their friends, and it's going to work. They link to us on their website, which is really important too, and it all helps.
It's like this quiet confidence.
I want to talk with you after the break about some of the things that we're talking about the other day on a walk. We're talking on a walk about some of our favorite foods growing up.
Oh, this is funny.
This is so funny.
Okay.
But before that, I got a little email from Cynthia Bailey, and she says, "Hey, Justin, Kate. Well, I'm home from my trip to Texas to see Dr. Nunley. Wow, what an amazing man and dentist. He cleaned out 5 cavitations and removed a root canal. Using all of his magic of ozone and blood platelets to treat those surgical areas, provided me with an incredible recovery. Of course, this was an expensive trip, but I'm 100% happy that I made this choice. I will make another trip to Marble Falls and Dr. Nunley in April or May to get my partial made. That will take 2 visits. Next time, I hope to take advantage of the wonderful food at the Austin airport." Now, you were saying something about this. There's good food there?
Yeah.
How come I don't remember that?
Remember our friend LaShonda? She was talking to you about, like, she even Instagram photos from the Austin airport. And then again on some airline that serves really, like, legit organic food. Like,
how rad would it be if they served green juices on the airplane?
Oh gosh,
that'd be hilarious.
Well, I bet you could find one in the airport, to be honest. But
yeah, I bet. That'd
be so cool en route.
And she says, "I wasn't in any shape to chew after my extraction, although the airport was really nice. Thank you both for all of your efforts to bring us healthful alternative choices. Is there any link I can sign up for to know what your upcoming shows might be without searching them out? Dr. Nunley says hello. He described you as a special couple and that he loved watching the interaction between you. Blessings, Cynthia.
Interactions with our IVs and our complete spaciness.
Yeah. Hey, Kate.
Hey, how are you feeling? We were special, that's for sure.
Yeah, we were special.
When you're out of it like that was funny waking up going, hey, and you can't even feel your mouth.
On the right-hand side of our website, there's a picture of us with Dr. Nunley, and you can click. I think he's been on our show twice. We should have him on again. So you can listen to those shows. If you have any...
Dr. Freeman was on the second one, too.
Yeah, Dr. Freeman. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's awesome. She was the one that took my mercury amalgam fillings out in 2010.
Yep.
And then Dr. Nunley did the root canal and the cavitations. But if you don't understand just how important the oral pathology is in relation to your health, your longevity, your ability to feel good and have energy, listen to the shows that we've done with Dr. Nunley.
And Dr. Allison Adams.
Dr. Allison Adams, our dental section. And you might want to consider going to visit Dr. Nunley in Marble Falls.
You know, I haven't talked to one person who hasn't said he's worth it. And I love getting that email from Cynthia.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah. It's
really
cool.
I love going there. I just want to go there again.
And they feel like family.
They do feel like family. You feel connected and you feel loved. And that place seriously feels like a big hug. I would go hang out there. I love them. I love them. I'm very impressed.
Dr. Nunley's an amazing guy, trained under Dr. Hal Huggins. He actually was able to reverse what they think was Lou Gehrig's or ALS in Dr. Nunley. He was a marathon runner. And through studying the work of
Dr. Hal Huggins.
Dr. Hal Huggins understood the dental connection and the mercury fillings and the oral pathology, was able to completely reverse those symptoms. High-dose vitamin C and sauna and sweating, and now he's, helping people. It was completely mercury-free office, and they work on your cavitations, your root canals, your cavities, mercury fillings, and it's just an amazing place.
Speaking of that, when we get back from the break too, let's talk about how we're making our vitamin C. It's been pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I love how
talk about high-dose vitamin C.
On some of the commercials or some of the YouTube videos I watch, they always call it liposomal.
Liposomal? Is it liposomal?
It's just liposomal. But they'll say, "Thank you for watching this video. We're going to be making liposomal vitamin C." Liposomal.
That doesn't sound...
Just liposomes.
People are funny.
Sounds funny. Liposomal. Where did you get that?
Classic.
Pretty funny.
Love it.
All right, so this is episode 357, and so we've already mentioned a lot. So if you're checking out this show on just on your iPod or something like that, doing some errands, we'll make sure to make a whole slew of show notes with links of everything we've been talking about. So you can check that out, and we'll be right back right after this break.
Would you like to feel more energy and a better sense of well-being? What's flowing through your blood makes all the difference. In my 22 years of nutritional practice, I've found that the food and supplements taken into the body determines to a large degree the amount of energy and happiness people have. One giant step in the direction of more energy and happiness is the type and quantity of protein you consume. 2 years ago, I was introduced to a whey protein powder that gave me more energy and a better sense of well-being. Having struggled with low energy, this was a welcome experience. This protein is called One World Whey. It is the first ever undamaged whey protein powder from grass-fed cows. People report the following: profound improvements in blood sugar and energy, elimination of pain, better bowel movements, detoxification, younger-looking skin and fat loss. Athletes love the strength and endurance-producing effects. Call 888-988-3325. That's 888-988-3325. Or visit oneworldwhey.com. That's oneworldwhey.com.
And in my opinion, this is the best raw grass-fed protein powder on the market. It's developed on Amish farms. It's got 25 grams of protein in each single scoop. Crazy amount of protein. Increases your glutathione levels. It helps to release heavy metals and toxins, decreases inflammation all throughout the body, especially in the gut. And not only that, but it helps you build muscle and increase energy as well. It has tons of anti-aging properties. So really, really great protein powder. We like to use it every day in our smoothies. And our resident cancer guru, Ty Bollinger, what do you think about One World Whey?
Over the commercial there, you're talking about One World Whey. I want to encourage anybody that's listening, go to their website, go to Justin and Kate's website, and buy the One World Whey. That's something that we include every day in our diet. Every lunch, we have a One World Way smoothie with super greens mixed in with it. It is fantastic. It's the best protein you're going to get. And as they mentioned, it's from grass-fed cows. It's organic. It's cold pressed. I mean, it is, you're going to get huge nutritive values from this One World Way. It's the best protein on the market, I think. So then that's something that most people are deficient in is quality protein. So I highly recommend you go there and go to their website and buy this stuff. It's the best that's on the market. And I'm good friends with Stephen Hewer, who is the owner of Synergistic Nutrition. And he's a quality guy, and they have excellent customer service as well.
Yeah, he's an amazing guy. We interviewed him on episode 88, and he's just an amazing guy, and I really love what he's doing. That's why I love supporting his work and love taking his products as well.
Yeah, great stuff.
And if you'd like to support Extreme Health Radio and the work that Kate and I do, you can get your hands on this One World Way protein powder that I love so much at extremehealthradio.com/whey. That's WHEY. Or you could check it out in our store as well. That's extremehealthradio.com/whey. I have to say, I have been absolutely loving this product by Tristan Truscott and Peter Ragnar called Good Morning, Good Evening Qigong. If you want to listen to the interview we did with Tristan, you can go to extremehealthradio.com/127. And Qigong is a great way to de-stress the body. And as you know, there's a huge component to disease caused by stress, and stress is a huge factor in how we live our lives and the amount of energy we have and the amount of vitality we have. And so, Dr. Shade, what do you think about Qigong?
People come to me and they're really sick and they got this blown out neurological system and all this toxicity. And I tell them, you need to do Qigong, Tai Chi. You need to do these things that settle down and restore your neurology, because it puts together all the parts. It puts you back into that state where you can start to detoxify. And so I highly, highly recommend all that.
And what about you, Kit Campbell? What do you think about Qigong? Do you like it as well?
Qigong is amazing. And the reason that I believe it to be amazing is everything here is energy. That is a scientific fact, if there ever is one. So when you're practicing Qigong, you're actually drawing energy into your body. Your intention, whatever your intention is behind any action, will determine the level of energy, type of energy that you absorb into your body. So your intention behind is very important, just like thought. So when you're practicing Qigong, you're actually bringing energy in and you're bringing out the stuff that might be a bit stale. With Tai Chi, it's totally different. The energy runs underneath the skin because it's more of a martial. This is the Chinese understanding, by the way. It's more of a martial art. So Qigong is very, very good for bringing that energy into the body, and just fantastic.
If you're interested in picking up this Qigong course by Tristan Truscott and Peter Ragnar, go to extremehealthradio.com/Qigong. That's QIGONG. And you can learn more about it. There's a great video on that page, and you can learn more about it on that page. And I highly, highly recommend this product. I love it myself, so go ahead and check that out. extremehealthradio.com/Qigong.
Listener supported. Extreme Health Radio. Opening minds and transforming lives worldwide. Don't forget to join our thriving community for health tips, inspiration, and show updates at extremehealthradio.com/Facebook.
So after watching that video during the break, Kate, of those dogs taking baths, are you a little more inclined to get a pug now?
I do. I love pugs.
You love pugs?
Oh, they're cute.
Aren't they
so cute? He was doing laps in the bathtub.
They're so cute, little pugs.
They're snorty, right?
They're snorty, but the cool thing about them is they don't drool like not the basset hound. What are those dogs that drool?
Oh, I don't like those drooly dogs.
You know, meaty.
Yeah, what bulldogs?
Bulldogs, yeah.
They're all like cherry eyes and crusty and bleh.
And their drool hangs down off their
They don't know though. They try. They're cute.
They try.
Yeah, no, pugs are great. I would like a pug and a King Charles Cavalier.
Yeah.
Cuteness.
Which one would you get first?
Probably King Charles.
Yeah.
I just like fluffy dogs. I love like cozy dogs. Pugs are like super cute, but they just don't have, they're short haired.
Yeah, that's true.
So I want something to like lay on. And Maggie doesn't let us lay on her because she's crazy. So
that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, dogs are really. I think dogs are really great to have around, and
I know they're good for your psyche.
They're good for your soul. They help.
Good for everything.
Get you through stress, teach you about life.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Hopefully, we do as much back for them.
Yeah, that's true. So if you guys have any questions about that One World Way, you can always feel free to email me and ask me about it. And the Qigong course, which is something that I do almost every day. I've been switching off, been doing some Qigong and some of the 5 rights exercises and kind of doing, but they're both such incredible ways to move your body. And if you have any questions about the Qigong course, Tristan's a good friend of mine, and I really highly stand by his stuff. He's doing things in such a great ethical way, and there's so much value in the courses. And it's cool because they have the power sessions, so you can go through the entire course, and when you get to the power sessions, they're 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the evening. So all it takes is 20 minutes a day, and it's sort of a follow along. So it would be as if you were in studio with him, having him go through the moving meditations that he does. And so you don't have to go through all the learning that some courses just have that, and they don't have the follow along part. And so for people that just want to get to the cut to the chase, it's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it a lot.
He's got a really good, unique thing going on.
Yeah, he's great.
He's invaluable. I love Tristan.
So
his products are amazing.
Those are in our store, and if you click over to extremehealthradio.com/Qigong, you can watch the video.
Wasn't it our friend Kirsty in the chat room who talked about how I think it was her saying that Qigong had like changed her life?
Yeah,
was it her or was it somebody else? I think it was her.
Kirsty.
Yeah.
Yeah, she talked about it, didn't she?
Yeah, that was
what she said.
It was just really neat. I remember her talking. I think it was her. Yeah, who talked to a great extent about how it's just added so much to her life, and really she could visibly and noticeably people were seeing things about her and asking what the deal with her was. And
yeah, it's
Qigong has changed her. That's pretty cool. I love getting that feedback.
Oh yeah, it's great. So we're talking the other day about the funniest thing about some of the. We were talking about our digestive.
Us talking about funny things. Just
yeah,
kidding.
It's strange, right?
Some
of our digestive issues, and we're talking about foods that we used to love to eat, and we're wondering, because sometimes you wonder why, if I eat so well, why is my digestion so messed up, or why blah blah blah.
That's how I get so frustrated.
It's always the why questions that get you in trouble.
It is. I agree.
But we're talking, these are past damage we've done to our bodies. But we started talking about all these foods and treats. Remember, because we're talking about when I used to go to Australia, and I used to get these things called chomps. Chomps, and they're like this wafer chocolate covered Twix kind of thing without the caramel. And they were so good. Was
it an Australian only candy?
Yeah, I don't think they had chomps here. But and then you used to eat Twizzlers, right?
Oh, well, yeah, but Charleston Chews were my favorite. Like going to Tahoe every summer, that was the lake thing. That's what we go across the way, and these Charleston Chews were so long. Do you remember? They come in like a long bar.
But then they started making them bite-sized. Remember?
Of course
they
did, and then they messed it up because the originals are always better.
Yeah.
But we live off those Charleston Chews, my sister and I, and then it brought about this whole conversation yesterday where we're like, remember Heath bars? And what did you use to freeze? You used to freeze one of your candy bars.
Charleston Chews.
The Charleston Chews.
Yeah.
Wow. It's funny what you put your mouth through too. Like the chewing of like Twizzlers, my mouth used to hurt after eating those things in the movie theater.
Oh yeah.
Because it's so much like chomping on your jaw and like sticky and like, what are those ones? Milk Duds?
Yeah.
They actually hurt my jaw, but I would pound the whole box because you're so addicted to like the taste of them.
Oh yeah.
They were so good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, right?
Do you think that any of the food, because they say that our food transit time is typically 5 days or more.
From the time it goes in your mouth?
Yeah, from the time you eat it till the time you pass it out. But I mean that assumes that you pass out all of your food, right?
Right.
And so there's got to be some. I mean, there's stories of like John Wayne had 40 pounds of undigested matter in his colon.
Oh, I've never heard that.
But then I've heard people say, no, that's not really true. But just for the sake of argument, let's say it were true. I wonder if the food you ate as a child, there's got to be still some remnants of it in your because your colon and your intestine just kinks. It's like 40 or 50 feet of sort of piping that's bent and cranked and bends at weird angles and goes around organs and gets stuffed in little corners. And so I'm sure things that you take, even supplements, get stuck in there forever unless you clean it out.
Man alive.
So those Charleston chews are still hanging out.
Ooh.
Isn't that amazing?
I'm still enjoying my Charleston chew 25 years later.
The heck with a flavor saver for guys for their facial hair.
Oh, gross.
But yeah, so I wonder if there are remnants. I'm sure there are.
So I wonder if that's true if you go through a major colon cleanse. I mean, I think everything's got to be gone if you're doing colon hydrotherapy and you're doing like the internal cleansing.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder how much of that it takes out. Like, I know that we're human and we're going to always have probably something. I don't know if it's possible to be 100% cleaned out.
No.
But I think you're going to be a heck of a lot better off if you kind of clean the old pipes.
Yeah. Did you used to do big sticks?
Oh,
right?
big sticks. Yeah. Those orange, yellow popsicles. Those things hurt your teeth. They were so sugary.
I remember that. Oh,
I remember I used to like scrape my teeth against them and like, you just feel this like burning cold, like sugar bomb. Oh,
I used to eat those after school. Every day after school, we'd get a bunch of those and then go play. It's amazing what you can burn through as a child.
Oh my gosh. Right. After your pizza you just had and your taquitos at lunch and.
Yeah. Think about how fake childhood really is for all of us. When you stop and think about everything that's going on has been sort of manufactured and handed to you by corporations and by entities and institutions that I don't think anyone ever kept these things in check. Like Nestle Crunch. I used to live on Captain Crunch. You ever get Captain Crunch as a kid?
I did, yeah.
Oh man, I used to live on that.
Captain Crunch?
Yeah, that's right. Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch.
It's just amazing what you do as a child, and somehow you're able to burn through all that.
Oh, I know, Lucky Charms. I'd eat around and save the marshmallows for the last, and then just have a mouthful of like marshmallows.
And then you're eating that in that hormone-infested milk that's sick.
In your plastic bowl.
In your plastic bowl.
That no one even knew and cared about BPA.
It's incredible what we're capable of. And so at the same time, even as we're older and we're dealing with the sins of the past, if there's, for lack of a better term, it's amazing how much healing potential your body still has.
It is quite amazing to me.
You know?
That was a really good conversation we had yesterday because I do get very frustrated when I have these flare-ups with my digestion again. And I think, why? Like, I'm eating carrots and, you know, my grocery cart is hilarious. Like last night I actually blogged about it. I don't know if you read that last entry, but I was checking out last night at the grocery store because we needed 2 cucumbers and 2 zucchinis because we were going to make a juice and I was going to make like a stir fry thing with our chicken.
Yeah, yeah.
And the guy in front of me and his wife were so cute. They were this older couple and they turned around and they looked at mine and then they look at theirs and they go, the man was so nice, but he goes, oh, show off. And he goes, organic. Oh, he goes, you're an organic show off. And he goes, here we are with and they had 2 bags of goldfish crackers and a tin of Altoids.
Oh my gosh. Was this guy older or younger?
They were older. And he laughed. He was being nice. He's just like, oh, you're showing, you know, like basically you're showing off and you're putting us to shame.
Yeah.
And then he said, yeah, the grandkids, you know, they love these goldfish and he's kind of shaking his head. It's
not for us.
I know.
I'm buying these for somebody else.
That's the thing. It's almost like he was guilty.
Yeah.
But I agreed. I go, oh yeah, no, goldfish crackers taste amazing. Like I loved goldfish crackers. I said, I used to pound a bag of those by myself. And he goes, oh yeah, it sounds like our grandkids. And they kind of, you know, we laughed and said bye-bye. And then what I wrote about on my blog last night was like, part of me was embarrassed because they said show off and they were being funny, but the people all behind me look at me because they're like, oh my gosh, what's she buying? Like it created this, like everyone wanted to know what I was checking out with. And sure, mine did look funny. I looked in front of me and behind me on that little roll. What's that thing called? Like that?
Oh, the little conveyor belt.
And no one's buying food.
No.
I mean, it's really sad. It was tubs of things and plastic containers and just, I mean, I was the only one on there with like, I mean, they think somebody had a cantaloupe or something, but other than that, it was like, I'm not saying every time I go to the store, all I have is organic, whatever, but I thought,
that's true. Every time you do, you
well, no, but like sometimes I'll have like a bottle of water or, but whenever buying produce, it's always organic.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, these people thought like, you know, I'm sure it was them reacting out of their own, like, oh, okay, well, that's what we should be eating, so we'll make a joke about it to make ourselves feel better.
Well, that's why isn't that why how people, if they know you've all of a sudden got onto this quote health kick or whatever they think it's labeled as, and then you see them, let's say you've been into it for 6 months or something, and then you see them again and they know that you've been into it. And then they're the ones that are sitting at the dinner table saying like something similar to, oh, don't judge me, or, you don't want to see what I'm eating, as if you're going to, it's their own insecurity and it's their own, I think they're looking at their own lives and thinking, I wish I could do what he's doing. I wish I could do what she's doing. But because I can't, I know they're probably judging me because that's what everybody does.
Right.
And so if they're judging me, then I want to come out, on the offense and just put it out there on the table. Hey, don't judge me.
Right.
But in reality, it's like, none of that's going on.
None of that's going on.
Yeah.
Well, maybe a little bit. Like you and I were saying, is it possible to ever get to a place where you're not putting any judgment on anything? That's a really elevated, enlightened place. I don't know if that's even possible. But for the most part, I think I'm not judging as much as I am. Like I still have a sadness for people when I see my family eating this crap.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's what's hard. And to try to separate sadness and sympathy and empathy, try to separate that from judgment is an interesting land I find myself in,
Yeah, it's a difficult thing to wade through.
Yeah, because I'm not upset when a family member, like, I'm not thinking, oh gosh, these people are just horrible eating a piece of pizza or in an Outbreak or McDonald's coffee. I'm just more saddened by it. So, I mean, is that making a judgment? I mean, I guess I'm wishing that they didn't eat like that. So I'm judging their choice, but it's weird.
Yeah, it's not being attached to the judgment. I don't know. It's a whole thing.
I don't know.
Vincent writes in concerning episode 354, and he says, what does it involve to get your root canals removed? Do they take out the entire tooth, or is there another method to keep the tooth? Well, as far as I know, Vincent, you want to. I just refer everyone to Dr. Nunley. Listen to those interviews that we did with Dr. Nunley, but I believe it involves removing the tooth. I've had 2 of my root canals on the left side of my jaw removed. Upper, it's in the smile line, so it's if I smile at you, if I ever meet you, and I smile at you and I'm toothless. But I do have a bridge that I put in, a retainer that's removable that I use, and so it's kind of hinders the way I talk a little bit. So I don't like to wear it too much, but yeah. So essentially, it does involve removing the tooth because essentially a root canal is a dead organ. Because what people don't realize is that our teeth they're exposed bone, but they're also living tissue,
right?
They're able to regenerate, and so it's an organ. And so I think that's the only organ that we would ever leave dead in our body. Remove the blood supply to it, and it just becomes infected with all kinds of. I read on one of our past shows all the toxicity and viruses and stuff that were in mine. Dr. Nunley did
your pathology, huh?
Yeah, pathology, man. It's not good.
That was intense. There was so much wrong, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greg writes in, he says, "Hey guys, keep up the great work. I just want to let you know that the intro to Daniel's hormone talk has an error. Premarin is not a bioidentical hormone. It comes from horse's urine. Bioidentical if you are a horse but not a human. Bioidentical hormones are made from plants and are identical to those within our bodies. Premarin ain't." Greg.
Huh.
Yeah, no, I don't
know. Yeah.
Did we say that?
I don't know. Maybe we did.
Because we know better than that.
I know. Interesting. Well, I'm grateful for that correction, though, because I don't know. Sometimes we sometimes we don't know what we're saying.
Yeah.
We have such amazing listeners. That's interesting. Good correction there. If we did. I was listening last night when I was driving to the Hay House World Summit from last year.
Oh, yeah?
To Alia Kadro. She's really cool. She wrote a book, co-authored a book with Louise Hay recently. But she talks about how our teeth are actually crystals. Have you heard this?
Oh, look at you.
I know.
Just dropping some truth bombs. Some tooth bombs.
You've heard this interview, but you probably don't remember.
I don't remember
But
that.
she said our teeth actually act as crystals with frequencies. So it makes sense that if you're running off a meridian system and all your teeth align to different organs, that's actually kind of true. So she's talking about, I'd never heard that put that way about our teeth being crystal-like properties.
How do you spell her name?
Oh gosh, let me look her up.
Can we just link to it? Or?
Yeah, we'll link to her.
Alia Cadro?
Uh-huh.
Wow. And so what else did she say? Something just about how the frequency that are involved with each tooth? And
her friend Heather Dane, who was interviewing her on this particular one, it was her, Heather Dane, and Louise Hay that all had written this new book, which, by the way, I really want to get. We'll put a link to that, too. But Heather Dane had gone into Alia Cadro's office, I think she's in San Diego, and had a really gnarly tooth infection, or a tooth it was just ruining. You know how when you get a tooth problem, it's like the end of the world.
Oh, yeah.
So she went into Alia's table, and Alia has this kind of, I don't know if it's psychic ability, but she has a gift of being able to read people's bodies. And she put her hand, she found the tooth, located it, and put her finger or her hand like on that specific organ, and basically was able to clear it out and change the frequency at which it was vibrating at, or drawing stuff in from it. And apparently Heather Dane left a whole different person with no tooth problem after that. Really? Which is fascinating. And that's when Alia said something about how our teeth are acting like crystals, or they're actually considered crystals. I'm not sure exactly what she said, but I'd never heard such a thing before.
Wow.
And so she said if you can tune it into a certain frequency, like you would a radio station, you're going to pick up different things. You can change that. And so she basically went in and changed the frequency at which something is vibrating or thriving on in the body, or not thriving.
You know who does a lot about this? We need to get him on the show. Is what is his name? Dr. Jerry Tennant. And he's got the biomodulator. And he says that...
It totally sounds like something out of Back to the Future.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, the biomodulator.
And he talks about the voltage of every cell, and every cell is an electrical entity, and it carries with it an electrical charge, and with that, information. And so he says that all healing is voltage, and it's just energy.
Really?
Yeah, and so he's got this biomodulator. But
that you can test yourself, you mean?
Yeah, you can buy it and use it to treat yourself. You can put in the correct voltage. So he'll say that, like, you know, if you're having problems with your eyes, or if you have a cancer, it's sort of like Rife technology.
Okay.
But he talks about how he restores the frequency that you need, that your body's lacking, because in essence, it's creating these things to give it the frequency it needs. And so this biomodulator machine that he's got, I mean, it sounds like a really interesting guy.
Wow.
We'll put a link to him, Dr. Jerry Tennant.
Okay.
But recently I've been getting into, you and I both, we've been listening to some interviews with Katie Bowman, Dr. Katie Bowman. And it goes along with this email I have here from Carmela. And she says, hey guys, I found this on juststand.org, and it's pretty interesting. Never heard of sitting disease before. Probably another new modern lifestyle disease. Would love to know if you guys think, or what you guys think, and if you're connected with anyone who knows about this phenomena. And there's a picture that she sent us. It says, the AMA agrees that sitting for extended periods of time can be bad for personal health. Their policy recommends organizations offer sitting alternatives, including standing desks. And then excessive sitting impacts our body's metabolic system. Quote, today our bodies are breaking down from obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, depression, and the cascade of health ills and everyday malaise that come from what scientists have named sitting disease. And then the third point, sedentary lifestyles increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. For people who sit most of the day, their risk of heart attack is about the same as smoking. And that's from Martha Grogan, who's a cardiologist with the Mayo Clinic. And then the next point, 2 more points. Combating sitting disease with added gym time may not work. Most people don't have the time for more exercise, and more exercise time may not even reverse sitting disease. And global studies show, on average, we sit 7.7 hours a day, and some results estimate people sit up to 15 hours a day.
Oh my gosh, that's 24 hours.
Yeah.
Whoa.
If you combine that with the time you're lying down.
Yeah.
And Dr. Katie Bowman talks about how there's a difference between movement and exercise.
Yeah, this was interesting to me.
exercise is not movement. I mean, exercise is movement, but not all movement is exercise.
Considered exercise.
So if you're moving more as a biological organism, you don't need to go to a specific place. Like she talks about posture, because you don't need to go to a place like a gym and do exercise, because it's not something that should be separated from any other area of our life. And so she talks about posture, and she says, like, well, if you think about it, posture is not really something that would have been an issue for people living many hundreds of years or even thousands of years ago, because they were never asking themselves, how could I be more healthy while sitting more? She's saying, like, you're asking the wrong question. You shouldn't be sitting.
Right.
You shouldn't sit.
How can I change the circumstance of the situation to not sit as much? Because
Yeah.
you're not going to be able to come up with something that, I mean, you're not. Like, sitting is sitting.
Yeah, sitting is sitting. And so she doesn't have, I was telling you before the show, she doesn't have a couch. She sleeps on a pad, on a bed. Her kids go to...
She sleeps on a bed?
No, I'm sorry.
On the floor?
On the floor.
She sleeps on a pad, like a camping pad?
Uh-huh.
What?
And she's married with kids, lives in a house, just like normal. Her kids go to nature school.
What's nature school?
It's just, it's outdoor school. So it's like school in the woods.
Will they do it themselves, or it's actually something that exists?
No, it's something that exists. So I want to look it up and find out what this is all about.
Wow.
But there's no building. School has no building. There's no classroom. It's all outside.
Okay, that is awesome.
Isn't that fascinating?
Dude, that is cool.
And
so they don't have do they have any furniture? Like made out of sticks or anything natural? Like, I mean, do they sit at all? Or if they sit, are they sitting cross-legged on the ground? Like, I wonder how that looks.
Yeah, they're sitting cross-legged on the ground. They eat their dinner at a low table like the Chinese do.
Oh, what?
And they don't have couches or chairs. And so she gets into this whole biological movement of how everything is essentially like a cast. Remember she was talking about that?
Yep. That's an interesting thing, huh?
Yeah, like if you have a cast on your arm, that's a visible cast. And there's really no space between your arm and the cast.
Yeah?
Because the cast fits snugly around your arm, right?
It's constricting.
And it's a physical thing. Mm-hmm. But she was saying everything in our modern life is a cast. It's just an invisible cast. So...
that's a weird concept. When I heard her talking about that at first, I was like, what?
It's hard to wrap your mind around that, but it's I think there's a lot of truth to what she's saying. This whole sitting thing is getting to be out of hand. I'm looking for ways to get better at it. Our
friend C. Bizzle in the chat room, he posted a link to a Mercola article that we'll link to about prolonged sitting causing depression. Really? So, I mean, there's the other side of that. Does Dr. Katie Bowman talk about that part of it? Have you gotten that far?
I haven't gotten that far yet, but I want to read her book. And it's an incredible thing because our modern life, everything is a cast. Our inability to look far distances, like she was saying, because our eyes are trained to see and to look far distances and short distances. And when you do that, there's some sort of pressure that changes within the eye. And so the lens has to expand, but the eye itself stays the same. So you get this imbalance between the lens and the actual eye itself. And so by not looking far distances, you're putting an unnecessary amount of strain. And the way she described it was as if you were doing curls with a barbell and you just held it in one position forever. And so you're going to be not allowing your bicep to extend the other way to be able to balance out the pressure tension. And so it's just fascinating.
Movement is, it's like the things you think that you never even care about or you wouldn't have to think about. It's just what you do. You're a person, you move. But movement, like natural movement versus like this forced movement, is completely different.
Oh, man. The good thing about your job, your salon job, is that at least you are standing.
You are very, very right on that. I used to think that that was the problem. You hear all these horror stories about people who stand for their jobs and how horrible it is on your body. And you have all these varicose veins and you have all these, you need to wear support hose and poor nurses and grocery store people and bank people and all these people that stand, hairstylists. But man, I mean, now knowing what I know, imagine if I was doing what I was doing and sitting, all these chemicals and just stagnancy. I'm actually very, very, very blessed that was not part of my journey. I've never had a job where I've sat. This is the first thing I've done in life where it's required me to sit for a while.
Isn't that strange?
Just had this microphone here and sit. But at the break, you and I were up. Like,
oh yeah, get up. Gotta get up.
Gotta get up and move.
I have a really cool timer on my computer that allows me to every 20 minutes it goes off.
Yeah.
And I get up. I do about 15 seconds of stretching and moving and bending, and then I'll sit down again.
So smart.
Yeah.
People should I would think you would suggest that to anyone who has a desk job to kind of be aware of because it's not like, I read something recently that said 5 minutes wasn't enough. Like if 5 minutes an hour was considered enough. That's what it was. So for every hour you sit, make sure you get up after and then move around for 5 and then sit. I'm like, every five for an hour? That doesn't seem like enough. It seems like I know people are at offices and it might be different, but if you could get up every 20 minutes and just do a quick stretch even.
Can you sit for more than a half hour? I can't. I could.
No, I can lay down. I can lay for a half hour, like if I'm watching TV.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But no, sitting, unless I'm like at a movie theater, no, I can't.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm like fidgeting, I'm moving, I have to get up, like.
It's becoming more and more difficult for me to do that.
Yeah, me too.
It's really strange. It's just harder and harder for me to sit. When the 20 minutes, I really like that when the timer goes off. It's just a countdown timer you can get on. I'll put a link.
Is it free?
Yeah, it's free. You can just put it on in one of your tabs if you're working in an office or something. But when that goes off, I feel like, oh man, I've been wanting to get up for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
and it goes off every 20. It's harder for me to sit.
Is that harder to get into a groove of work, though? That's got to be like, it breaks up your concentration and your focus into like little tidbits of bursts of getting things done. Is that hard?
It's kind of difficult, but I only get up for a split second. So I'm up for like 30 seconds doing a couple quick stretches. Like I'll do downward dog. And
Will you?
Yeah, I'll do it right here.
Wow.
And I'll...
talk about making the most of your space back there.
Yeah, I'll do some twisting.
Right by your desk.
I'll open up my chest. Like I'll lean back, and then I'll lean forward. And so it only takes about 10 or 20 seconds. So I can get back into the groove easy.
Okay.
So it's not that hard.
I have to say, I've never known somebody who stretches more. You're stretching like you don't believe in just being bored and just focusing on watching a documentary, or like you're always doing something.
I know.
Like you're stretching as you're doing it, or you're watching this, you're in the sauna. You can't just watch. You're funny. But I'm like, wow, but look at the difference between you and me. Like ever since I kind of got out of the habit of, unfortunately, of my yoga practice, I'm like stiff. Yeah. And here you are all limber because you've stretched every day. I value, but I don't make it a priority in my life of stretching. Stretching and breathing.
Yeah.
Are two things that I know that I am better for doing when I have a consistency with them.
It really does help a lot because for me, I'm always looking to not waste a moment. I don't like to just waste. If I can multitask in a way that makes sense, in a way that makes, because lots of people multitask and they never really completely give enough devotion and attention to one thing. So they're carrying out the actions of multitasking, but they're not really multitasking, right?
Yes.
But for me, it's like if I'm going to sit and watch a documentary, like we'll go in the sauna, you'll go in the sauna and we'll watch some documentary. And while you're doing that, I'm
Ancient Aliens. What? Oh, just kidding.
Ancient Aliens. Thoth. The Adventures of Thoth. But we'll, I'll jump on the rebounder while that's going, or I'll stretch. I can't just sit there and not do anything. It's just, right. I don't know what it is. It's. I just have to. There's a guy. Have you seen the video that's been on our site? I put it as one of my articles about that older guy. Did I tell you about this? He's 73, I think. I'll pull it up here. It's on our homepage right now. It's under my articles.
It's funny you say older guy, but it's like that's your dad's age, and he doesn't seem old.
I know, right?
It's funny.
Well, 72 really is. So Stefan Jepsen.
Never heard of him.
So watch this video. It's under my articles, under my blog.
Okay.
And the title is, I guarantee you that this 72-year-old man moves better than you do.
Oh.
And this guy is a real inspiration.
Is it a video?
It's a video. Yeah, you can turn the screen.
Let's see him.
But that's what he looks like.
Okay.
And
wow,
he's an amazing guy, and he's always moving.
Oh, like moving, like is he working or he's just like ADD? Like what's his deal?
No, he's always doing, like his passion is human movement. So he's he's got in his backyard like this whole setup where he's got, you know, balancing things. He's doing hand-eye coordinations, juggling. He's always playing with stuff, trying to. He's
got like an obstacle course back there.
He does. Yeah. His whole backyard is an obstacle course.
So it's on purpose. It's not like he's just like this crazy guy who can't calm himself down. He actually just loves moving.
No, I'll play for you after the show. It's really interesting.
Wow.
And so I thought, you know, why not? If I'm sitting somewhere, why not do some stretching? Why not do some?
Oh, you're inspirational to me. Like, that's what I'm saying with this whole thing. Like, I sit there and just kind of like either sedentary or I just peace out and just. But I could imagine if I just stretch for 5 minutes a day. Just 5 minutes of that hour documentary. If all I stretched was for 5 of it, I'm like quickly getting back into that place where I'm becoming limber again.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, there's no excuse. Like, you are an inspiration to me that way. Because as long as I've known you, you've always valued stretching and rolling on a foam roller and you know, doing all kinds of things, meditating, being quiet. Like, you have these things that you really do put into practice what you talk about. Like,
yeah, I do.
And you're better for it.
Always trying to get better and more. Always trying to get better, yet not attached to any one of those things. So you can go on vacation and not move for 2 weeks, and that's okay.
That's interesting.
But this guy's really fascinating. I'll play it after the show.
Okay, I want to see him.
Stefan Jepsen. What a name, huh?
Stefan Jepsen.
Jack Stefan.
Hey, was he like a plumber?
He was a plumber.
Jack Stefan. Is that in our local? No one else knows this around the U.S. probably.
Yeah, I think it's just a local
That
commercial.
Was funny. Was it the same guy with that lawyer guy who would always say, like, I will fight for you?
Oh,
was he
Larry
local?
H. Parker?
Or was he, like, national?
No, I think Larry H. Parker was national. And then that guy got on there saying, he got me $2.1 million.
Larry H. Parker got me $2.1 million. You know what was weird about that? The guy never sounded excited about his $2.1 million.
Well, I think he was in a wheelchair.
Well, I wouldn't be excited about that either.
No.
I had no idea. Well, no wonder he didn't sound very happy.
And then they had to take him off saying that because he was making a claim or something. They got on.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. I'd be jumping up and down if I got $2.1 million. But I guess that's considering that you're healthy and
can move.
Wow, that's gnarly.
So I got this infographic from Dr. McCullough. I want to read a little bit about it, about eggs. And we don't do eggs.
About eggs.
We can't do eggs, but for those that are interested in eggs, we've got some really interesting stuff about eggs that I want to share with you guys after the break. We're going to be right back. This is episode 357 of Extreme Health Radio, and you can go to extremehealthradio.com/357, grab all the show notes, everything we talk about. And then our live shows are every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific. extremehealthradio.com/live. You can join the chat room and meet some friends and have a good time in there. And we'll be right back right after this break. Kate and I have had our sauna for about a year now, I'd say, when we first got it from Phil Wilson. And it's an incredible machine. We use ours about every single day. Kate sits in about 20 minutes, and I sit in there about for a half hour. Usually watch a documentary, and it's extremely relaxing. It's really, really incredible machine. And if you go to extremehealthradio.com/sauna, you can learn all about it. We did an entire hour interview with Phil Wilson. You can check that out. You can look at the pictures of us with it. You can watch videos on that page. It helps you to sleep really, really well. You can lose a lot of weight with it. You can burn, I think, around 600 calories in about 20 minutes or so. It improves your skin, increases circulation all over the body, and circulation is critical for your health. You can prevent and reverse diseases with it if you have a cold or flu. It's incredible. It heats you down to the core. It heats 4 to 6 inches inside your body, so it's really incredible. And a lot of people use it for cancer as well. So if you have any kind of incurable, quote, disease, you can use it for that. And Dr. Shade is the foremost authority on detoxification. And listen to what he says about it.
How do I detoxify from plastics? I mean, you guys are using a sauna, and what does a sauna do for us? A sauna is great. It's moving a number of different toxins. Remember, we talked about the mice that if you put PCBs in there, then that made the mercury all that much worse. And sweating moves out a lot of plastics, volatiles, fat-based toxins. It's really good at moving those out, sweating those out. So that's how you're getting those out, and those are contributing to this synergistic soup inside the body. And so that's why they're good, is they're taking out a bunch of the different things in the soup.
And Daniel Vitalis, one of our favorite guests. What do you have to say about the sauna?
When you go into the sauna, like a far-infrared sauna like you discussed, your body goes into a deep relaxation mode, and your sympathetic nervous system shuts down and your parasympathetic nervous system turns on. And when that's active, that's the nervous system, part of your nervous system that's active when you meditate. That becomes active and your detoxification pathways open up wide. Why is this important? It's important because when you go running and you sweat, you're not necessarily eliminating very much toxicity from your body. But when you sweat in the sauna, you eliminate a lot of toxicity from your body. So sweating in a relaxed state is how we eliminate. The other thing is that what's wonderful about the sauna is that it puts you in a parasympathetic nervous system response, like as if you were meditating. So it's almost a hack. It's like a trick to get yourself into a meditative, relaxed state, to decompress stress, to reverse the effects of stress, and to get your body eliminating deep, deep toxicity that's stored in your body fat because it can come out in the oils of your skin. So I think, sauna is one of the most crucial detoxification, really health practices that we could take on, especially in this era of heavy toxicity, particularly fat-soluble toxins.
The sauna is really, really great. They offer payment plans because if you buy it through PayPal, it's 100% secure. You don't even need a PayPal account. I think you could do a payment plan through PayPal. It's got low EMF electromagnetic fields coming off of it. It's portable, so that means you don't have to knock down a wall in your house. You can just move it from room to room. It sets up in about 2 to 5 minutes. It's super easy to clean. All you got to do is wipe it down when you're done and wipe the neck down. And it produces energy and heat inside very, very evenly throughout the whole machine. All you have to do is sit in there for about 15 minutes a day. And the great thing I like about it too is it requires zero preheating. So you turn it on and you're starting to get warm. You're starting to detoxify with that far infrared light almost immediately. So it's really great. It comes with a 1-year warranty. It's about $990 plus $25 shipping. And that's really, really a good deal because if you look at most of the regular saunas out there, they are in the $2,000 to $4,000 range. So this is really, really a good deal. So check it out, extremehealthradio.com/sauna.
All free shows, all the time on Extreme Health Radio. Opening minds and transforming lives worldwide. Join our community today. Sign up to our email list and instantly get our free gift to you, along with loads of inspirational content and cutting-edge tips to help change your life at extremehealthradio.com/subscribe.
So, Kate, I got to ask you a question really quickly, but before I do, I want to let everyone know that you can sign up to our newsletter list if you're interested in doing that. Lots of great stuff coming out of our newsletter list. I highly suggest that you go over there, extremehealthradio.com/subscribe, and enter your email in there, and we'll be connected. You can stay on top of our shows. And I do send you a couple really cool things right on signing up. One is an audio program I put together for you that you can learn, and I teach you how I got rid of my carbohydrate cravings for sweets, and how I've been completely able to overhaul my entire diet using this one sort of strange principle that I talk about there that you can implement, and you could start getting rid of your desires, your cravings, and your addictions to this, quote, thing we call food that's really like pizza and pasta and all this carbohydrate, cookies, crackers, cakes, all that stuff. I talk about how I overcame it.
And man, did you.
And completely
you really
changed
did.
my life. Yeah, so I talk about there's one strategy, super simple strategy I used over the course of time to do that. So I highly recommend you doing that. And then I also send you another bonus right upon signing up too. So if you sign up, I'll send you a separate bonus that you can get, and you're just going to love it. So I highly suggest you do that. But Kate, I have to ask you, I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Oh gosh, okay.
You ready?
I don't know.
In front of the thousands of listeners.
Am I? Okay.
Are you ready?
I don't know.
Our amazing community wants to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
Okay.
Have you tried your pee yet?
Oh, gosh. No.
We can't go through a Free For All Friday show without talking about pee.
No, I'm super embarrassed.
Kate.
I know.
Kate.com.
I am embarrassed. You know why? Because I've had 29 other million things going on, and it's no excuse, but I haven't prioritized it. I'm not afraid of it, though.
Yeah.
If you think that I'm afraid, I'm not afraid.
I'm not afraid.
I have done crazier things, I think. So the pee, I mean, not looking forward to it, but I'm definitely going to be doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's
You know what?
What?
I might toast off my new week beginning on Monday without salon free. Why not toast to the
8-ounce glass of pee, morning pee.
Not 8 ounces. Yuck.
That's gross.
I know, that is gross. But no, I'm going to be trying it soon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We do a video about it.
I'm not doing a video of my pee. Jeez. There are some things that are still sacred and private. Oh, gross.
That's gross.
That actually happened at camp when I was a kid, by the way.
What happened?
When I was in 4th grade. This is so gross. We all went to Indian camp.
Uh-huh.
We slept in teepees and all this stuff. Well, one of the punk 5th grade boys peed in a water bottle and put it outside one of the girls, emptied out her lemonade in her little container.
Oh.
I still remember it to this day. It was the sickest thing ever.
What happened? Okay,
She took a swig of it.
Were you there?
I didn't, but you heard screaming, and then you heard you saw a girl throwing up in the bush, and then there was this big camp thing where I think the kid got sent home. So gross.
Oh, really?
Little did we know now. I mean,
that's a good thing.
You know what? She's probably healthy and happy because of it.
Wow.
That's sick though. Someone else's pee? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the Chinese do that.
Yeah. They drink other people. They drink of the younger boys and things because of the hormone levels.
The older women will drink the younger girls, and the older men will drink the younger boys.
Wow.
Yeah, for hormones, yeah.
So are people just breeding to have kids so that they can have pee of younger people?
We just are having a
We're
child.
We're using you as our...
just to have your pee.
Our urinary support system.
Urinary support system.
That's nasty.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Wow.
But yeah, I think it's an important part. You can start out with a drop or two.
That's what I'm going to be doing. Mm-hmm. And look how healthy the Chinese are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're onto something.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about this thing from Mercola that I got about free range eggs. So it's really a great infographic, and he talks about the differences between free range, cage free, pastured, and organic. So he says here, free roaming, cage free, and free range eggs, terms that do not guarantee the conditions in which the hens were raised. Okay, so if it says on the box free roaming, cage free, or free range eggs, these are terms that do not guarantee the conditions in which the hens were raised. May be laid by hens at indoor floor operations in which they roam in a building, room, or an open area like a barn or a poultry house. They may have outdoor access, but only for a few minutes a day. May be allowed to forage, but into unpleasant environments like a barren lot. May be fed an unhealthy diet of corn, soy, cottonseed meals, and synthetic additives. May be at risk of veterinary drug contamination. Will not produce the same quality as its healthy foraging counterparts. So these are all terms that you want to be leery of: free range, cage free, pastured, and organic. So here he says nutrient enhanced eggs laid by hens fed a special diet that may include flaxseed, marine algae, or fish oil. Avoid all omega-3 fortified eggs as they're unhealthy and have a shorter shelf life. So avoid any eggs that have omega-3 fortification.
Will it say that right on the package?
It will usually say that. So pastured eggs are heated to temperatures just below the coagulation point to destroy harmful pathogens. So you don't want pastured eggs either. Isn't that interesting?
So it's like the lie that you buy, or not lie. It's the same thing with the homogenized milk or pasteurized milk then.
Yes.
Why are people so afraid of who started scaring us and when about getting these diseases
you
from
can thank the
was that the FDA?
The Flexner report that Ty Bollinger talks about at the beginning of the AMA, where we all became bacteriophobic. We started demonizing bacteria, and so it's $1 trillion. I mean, our whole entire infrastructure of the way life is on planet Earth is based on germs and pathogens and how to get rid of those, and we're not supposed to be exposed to those. So God forbid you ever eat a raw egg that's not pastured because you're going to get sick, allegedly.
Interesting.
Vegetarian eggs.
What are vegetarian?
These are laid by hens fed a vegetarian diet.
Okay.
Chickens are not vegetarians. Okay, so
right.
He's saying that like that's sort of unnatural.
For chickens to be vegetarian?
Chickens are not vegetarians.
They're not? Because they're eating worms?
They're eating worms and grubs and things.
Okay.
So he's saying, I guess, not to get eggs that say vegetarian on them.
Okay.
So pasture-raised eggs, the true free-range eggs, free to roam and forage for their natural diet, seeds, green plants, insects, and worms on a maintained pasture area. However, their diet may be supplemented with grain. So then the next bit, organic pastured eggs, laid by pastured free-roaming hens, raised on certified organic feed, superior in nutrients, 2/3 more vitamin A, 2 times more omega-3, 3 times more vitamin E, and 7 times more beta-carotene than commercially raised eggs. There's no synthetic pesticides, fungicides, herbicides, or fertilizer exposure, with no antibiotics, not fed corn or soy. And these are the highest quality eggs you can get. Organic pastured eggs.
Organic pastured. You think, my gosh, it's just an egg.
Yeah.
Okay, organic, maybe, blah, blah.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that's like, you know how you're starting to see on milk cartons now a picture of a happy cow and a red barn in the backyard in the background. It's not so happy.
So that place probably looks like a death camp.
Yeah, they're using all these terms to really. So dull, pale yellow yolks are a sure sign that you're getting eggs from caged hens not allowed to forage their natural diet.
The what yellow oaks?
Dull, pale yellow.
When we got backyard chicken eggs from my parents' next door neighbor, we're like, is something wrong with the inside of this egg? It was super, super, super bright and dark.
That's good. It says
I know.
Organic pasture-raised eggs have bright orange yolks.
Remember we were tripped out by it, though? Because that's how they should look, I'm sure. And we're like, is this okay, or is this just totally bizarre?
Mm-hmm.
We've moved so far. Look at the hybridization you can do to all these.
Yeah, because you look at almost natural, like a light yellow yolk versus like a deep, rich orange yolk of an egg. I think that's the color, is the astaxanthin.
Is it really?
I think that's in the egg and the...
Interesting.
Wow. So there's a ton more.
Where'd
here.
you find that?
On Dr. McCullough's site.
Of course, good old Dr. McCullough.
Says here, what are the best ways to cook eggs? Ideally, you want to eat eggs as raw as possible. Poached or soft-boiled would be the next best option. Scrambling or frying eggs is the least desirable. Frying, okay, as this oxidizes the cholesterol in the egg yolk. But how do you know if your egg is already cooked? After boiling, if an egg spins easily, it's already hard-boiled. If it's wobbly, it's still raw. Okay, that makes sense.
Are they saying hard-boiled is not good either? Or hard-boiled? Okay, I know frying and scrambling isn't good.
He says poached or soft-boiled would be the next best option.
This is soft-boiled, not hard-boiled.
What's poached mean? What's a poached egg?
You know when you put it you never had a poached egg?
I haven't really been an egg eater.
Well, you put I used to eat them as a kid. Now it totally grosses me out, the thought of it, but I'm sure they're still very tasty. You boil the water and then you crack the egg into it and let it just get for a few minutes, just let it sit in there. And then you take it out and you put it on a piece of toast. And then when you cut it, it oozes all over the toast. And it's kind of like seared, like a seared egg.
I've seen that. So do you wait till the water's boiling to put the egg in?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you crack it into
Interesting. Yeah, we can't really do eggs.
Knew?
We have a bit of a sulfur methylation issue going on right now that hopefully we're going to get over soon. But
I love eggs, I hope.
Oh, yeah, great source of protein.
Colin asked, what was the best option again?
The best option for is raw as possible.
Okay.
And then the second best is poached or soft boiled.
Poached or soft boiled. Can you also link this to the chat room right now?
Yeah,
You're getting requests for the article.
Sure.
That'd be awesome.
It's called Egg Nutrition Facts by Dr. McCullough.
Sweet.
Let me put this in the chat room.
Biz will send us a great article, too, from Dr. McCullough that we can look at after the show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, about sitting and the dangers of that. So.
Okay, let me paste it in here.
I have an article for you.
I love that name.
C-Bizzle. Isn't it the best? C-Biz. I even shortened it. I gave a nickname to the nickname. C-Biz.
C-Biz.
Isn't that great?
Not Seabass.
Not New name for him. Seabass.
Seabass.
That is now what we're going to call you.
From Austin Powers.
Are you done?
Yeah, well, it goes on and on and on, but it's eggs are, I think, a really, really amazing food. And so it's important to know where you're getting your eggs. And there's one extra source. Where's a guy? There's a guy in Texas that makes he does all the right stuff with eggs. The world's best egg. Can you write that down? It's
well, that sounds mighty.
It's very
powerful.
Yeah,
the
right?
world's best egg.
And it's like Jonathan by Josh. It's something, and you can order them online and they'll
can you
ship it
really?
to you. Yeah.
Oh.
So what do you got? You got an article?
Real quick, do you know if the size of eggs matters? Is it really unnatural to have extra large jumbo eggs or teeny tiny eggs? Like, is it, does it matter?
Funny you should ask.
Oh, do you have is that part of it?
Yeah.
Good.
How eggs are sized. And by the way.
Thank you. My brain's working.
I know, right? By the way, have you ever, one thing I do want to try is ostrich egg.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the largest single cell in the world.
Remember, what were we watching when those people are like jumping on them and like trying to break them? Because they're so hard.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember people are like trying to like cannonball them off the porch into the street and they like don't crack? I mean, these things are like incredibly strong.
Wow.
Yeah, ostrich egg. Are they supposed to be amazing for you?
I think, yeah, duck eggs are good. I mean, salmon eggs. You can eat eggs in
many forms.
You really should. I should figure out a way to include more of those other types of eggs.
I agree.
Okay, so according to the FDA standards, size is judged by the standards. Size is judged by the minimum required weight per dozen eggs, not the dimensions of the individual eggs within a carton. So based on the USDA Food and Safety Inspection Services,
that sounds trusty.
Size or weight, I know, right? This is weird. I don't know. Sure. It says a jumbo would be considered 30 ounces. Mm-hmm. Extra large, 27. Large would be 24 ounces. Medium, 21. Small, 18. And peewee, 15 ounces. But you can turn the screen and see. I'm not sure what to make of that.
Well, peewee egg. See, that's the one I was calling the teeny tiny egg. So my question is, are chickens feeling like they're giving birth every day? Like, is it painful for them? Or is laying an egg not like having a baby?
No, it's not like that.
No? But that's pretty weird to have that thing come out of your body. That's really weird.
But then, too, a chicken is a hybridized animal, too. It's not even it's a bird that can't fly because we've genetically altered this chicken. Mm-hmm. Or this, I'm not even sure what the original thing was.
We'll call it a bird item.
Yeah, a bird creation. But
a bird prototype.
Yeah, so eating chicken eggs is not really the optimal way that you should be eating eggs because chickens are hybrid. It's like anything from a cow. Cow is not even supposed to be something that exists.
Wasn't it part of a borax or a lorax or whatever that thing's called?
Yeah, borax.
What was it called?
Borax is the stuff you clean with, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like Ajax.
Yes.
Don't they come like
borax? What was it called, the original animal?
No, it's close. It's Orax.
Orax.
Yeah. Which is some sort of wild animal.
I was close.
You were close, but that's where they derive the cow from.
Or the water buffalo or something.
Yeah, and so the work of Daniel Vitalis talks about getting rid of these hybridized foods.
Sorry.
No.
Chat room is so funny. That's so true. C. Bizzle says borax, cleaning agent and monster from Dr. Seuss. I knew the Lorax was something too. That's why I kept reaching for borax, Lorax. They're both things, but they weren't the right thing.
Maybe they came from, I don't know.
Anyway.
Kind of similar.
Sorry, that's funny.
But yeah, so what did you say? You have an article for me?
Oh gosh. Well, you've heard about the whole Disneyland measles outbreak, right?
You know what? Someone on Facebook just mentioned it, and I don't know anything. I didn't know anything about Disneyland, but there's someone talking about measles.
Apparently, yeah. So check out this. The measles outbreak at Disneyland in California is one of the largest the United States has experienced in years, affecting at least 67 people in 5 states. But this fact, according to USA Today, is arguably the scariest part of the public health emergency. 6 cases were in infants too young to have been vaccinated. The measles vaccine, see, I had a feeling when I heard about this measles outbreak, there was something, they're going to go into it, I'm sure. I haven't read this yet. The measles vaccine is not licensed for use on babies younger than 12 months. That means that for the first year of life, babies depend on the fact that everybody else around them gets vaccinated. This essentially creates a firewall. If other people are vaccinated, they won't catch the disease and won't spread it to young children who cannot get protection. Can you believe where this is going? And they're using it with a child's place. They're making the fear. Nobody wants to go to Disneyland unless everyone's vaccinated. This is what scientists are calling, quote, herd immunity. And it's a huge reason we get vaccines in the first place. The shots aren't just about protecting ourselves from measles, mumps, and the flu or the diseases.
For other people.
They're making it really hard. They're making it really hard for those who are medically frail, like the elderly, and those who can't get the vaccine, which is often women and pregnant women and babies, to catch a disease that could be devastating to them. The vaccinated people form something like a fence around the vulnerable people, making it extra hard for the disease to come in. At Disneyland, the fence wasn't high enough, and it didn't do a good enough job protecting babies against measles because there were too many people who didn't get vaccinated.
Oh my God.
Can you believe the story?
So it's not the fault, if this even ever happened, it's not the fault of it's the people that didn't get vaccinated. Oh my goodness.
It goes on to say, as whoever wrote this, as my colleague Julia Belluz has explained, this isn't just about Americans who refuse to get vaccinated, but also foreign travelers coming from countries dealing with outbreaks. In both cases, measles is the most dangerous to those who can't get protected against it. That is the article they put on Yahoo today.
Wow.
Sick, right?
There's so many layers to that.
There's so many layers. I haven't even processed what this means, but
that's pretty incredible. You wonder who that person is, because the American Medical Association has people that write articles and submit content to places like Yahoo and Huffington Post and these types of places.
They think we're all so stupid.
Well, we are essentially.
Essentially.
But
I know. I don't know who wrote that, but whoever wrote it, I only heard about this last night from a client of mine. I was at the salon doing a friend's hair, and she said, "Oh, my niece and nephew were coming into town. They were going to go to Disneyland, but now they're not because of the whole measles thing." I go, "What measles thing? I hadn't even heard of it."
Gosh.
So it's on the front page, of Yahoo today. And I just find it very interesting that they're playing the whole, younger babies and everyone's scary now. Everyone, it's everyone's fault for not getting vaccinated. But I think the freakiest part about it is, I don't know. The whole thing is scary. I lost my train of thought, but
no, it's
just messed up.
That's so crazy. It's so insane that they spin it like that.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. Sorry.
Man.
Well, the craziest thing is all the people I've talked to recently that have gotten super sick with this bug thing going around our area, everyone's had the flu shot. That's the thing that doesn't even make sense about that article to me.
Right,
It's like the people who get these things still get the disease, Like, it's not like getting vaccinated against the measles absolutely 100% guarantees you're not going to get the measles.
Yeah.
People get shots for all kinds of immunizations, and they still get these things. So the article's making it sound like they don't flip the other coin and play at least devil's advocate and say just because you get the flu shot or the measles shot or the mumps or whatever doesn't mean you're not going to get it. You might get a less severe case, and in some cases that's not even true at all.
Dude, we have to, as a society, get back to taking care of ourselves. Like, why do we need to be propped up in an unnatural way? It's like we're all walking around with crutches on.
I know.
Why do we need
the cast?
Vaccinations to be healthy? What's wrong with our immune system?
Right.
It's as if there's this global pandemic that's like the Black Plague that, and unless we take it, we are not fit to live on planet Earth.
Right.
And only the Medical Association can somehow come to the rescue at the very last minute and save the day with some kind of vaccine. I mean, it's too fishy.
It's
too strange.
It is so weird.
Isn't that so odd?
It is so weird. There's definitely fishiness going on. There's sea bass going on there.
Well, you know what, too? I mean, part of it is, a vaccination basically, it's like what's her name was saying, Katie Bowman, about posture. People are going to live destructive lives. They're going to be self-destructive to themselves on every level. They're going to eat bad food. They're not going to get enough sleep. They're going to be stressed out of their mind. They're going to be in debt. They're going to eat packaged food. They're going to be stressed all day long. They're not going to exercise. They're going to sit all day. And they're going to do this day in and day out. And so in order to facilitate a sick society like that, maybe those people need to get vaccinations because they're so genetically weak that
they can't even withstand life anymore.
Yeah, they can't even live on their own without these things unless they're propped up with some crazy whatever's in those things.
You're right. It's a prop. Being propped is not living.
No, it's if we're got to the point where we can't live without vaccines, something is wrong. We gotta step back and say, what are we doing? Why do we need these things?
Yeah.
It's just
it's getting to the root, like anything else with health. It's like, what's the root? Let's not Band-Aid these things and just slap a little, happy face Band-Aid on it and pretend like that heals, or go in and cut out things and surgically just like mutilate people because we can't get to the root. You're not helping anything if the root's not being dealt with. Same with as a culture and society, why are we not able to live, quote, healthy lives without being vaccinated up the wazoo? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Doesn't make any sense. It's because it takes work and effort to be healthy and happy and doing your vision and doing your mission on earth. It takes a lot of work and effort, and people don't want to do that, so they'll just ruin themselves and think, oh, I'll go to the doctor if I ever get sick, or I'll get a vaccine if I get sick, or I'll get a vaccine and then I'll still get the measles, and then I'll go get antibiotics because they're the ones that are going to be fix me. It's this whole lifestyle change that has to happen.
Right.
I don't know if humanity can ever come out of this. It's like
I know. It's like a veil has just been shrouding people. And
yeah.
But we've watched certain documentaries lately where they talk about the veil being lifted, and this might be one of those times in history where for the first time, because of the way that we have to communicate with people we would never have the ability to in past times, that there is some sort of veil, by the information out there. It might be thinning, and it's being partly lifted. And that's exciting to me because I feel like I said to you the other day, a couple times this week actually, where it just feels like they're going into, people are being put into two categories though, They're being put into the waking up category and the veil being lifted, and then they're being put into the category that's like being led to the slaughter. They're not asking questions. They're just getting dumbed down day by day, and I'm not asking and thinking about anything. And it's like, I feel like there's a very big distinction right now what's happening between the two groups.
I think that, and I think that one group is eventually going to fall away, and it's maybe a generation that's not able to think outside the box like this.
For sure.
And I think this new generation that's coming up now, although maybe potentially the sickest generation, also has the most hope because they're the ones that have sort of had the internet and had alternative information.
And they're sick of being sick.
Yeah.
They're the most sick, and they're sick of being sick, so they're going to find things that aren't working for them. They're going to find out about other ways. So I actually have hope in that regard.
Man, you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta, if you don't want to be sick, if you want to live a long life, if you want to have the energy and the desire, and the will to live and the zest for life. And if you want all that, you got to take care of yourself. It takes work.
Amen. You preach it.
You go, boy.
Seabass. I'm going to make that your name.
Seabass?
Seabass. What does Tana call you? Cabana Boy?
Cabana Boy?
Yeah, she hasn't been in the chat. I miss her.
I'll take Seabass.
11-11, by the way.
Oh, look at that. Wow. 11-11. You know what? There's so much we didn't get to today's show.
I know. Always.
Crazy?
Always. It's been 2 hours.
It's been 2 hours, and there was some really important things that we wanted to share we didn't even get to.
Like Seabass.
Seabass.
No, but you know what? That's it. It all rolls over to the next free for all because you and I never run out of things to talk about.
We never run out of things to say. And on our Free for All Friday shows, sometimes they may be with guests and sometimes not. So whenever we can't get a guest, you and I are going to be doing our free flow, free for All Friday. And sometimes we'll have guests. I think we're going to be having Dr. Bergman on next Friday.
It's a grab bag. Dr. Bergman is you think he's coming in?
I think so. I was talking to him and Dr. DeWitt last time we were in there for a chiropractic session, so maybe we'll be able to get him next Friday.
Right on.
Pretty cool, right?
Yes.
So, with all that said, make sure to go visit that page that we talked about, that 73-year-old guy. I guarantee you that this 72-year-old man moves better than you do article.
Moves better than your grandma.
Moves better than your grandma.
That's for sure.
And he'll motivate you to move. And I'll put the link to this egg article too. And Kate, you'll send me the link to that. Was that a Yahoo news story?
It was a Yahoo. I'll get that to you.
Awesome.
We also have a request in the chat room for getting by our friend Isby asking to get Dana Martin back on. That'd be cool.
Oh, Unschooling.
Gosh, I love her.
Yeah, she was great.
She's great. Yeah.
Isby, did you like that show on Unschooling? I think it was really popular on our website. It's a pretty...
Was she also into natural birthing? She was, right? She's all into all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
Hey, Kirsty Hogg's in the chat room.
I know.
Nice.
She's not able to listen live anymore, but it's cool that she said she's listened to she's played them back once, if not more than once, and caught up, so she knows what's going on. That's a committed friend.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm super stoked.
Yeah, that's so cool. Great to have you guys in the chat room.
I told her we talked about her earlier, too.
Some great stuff. Isby in the chat room mentioned how she is pregnant.
That's exciting.
How exciting. So it'll be great to keep up with that.
Right?
Kirsty Hogg
She can go before me and tell me the drill.
That's right. C. Bizzle.
C. Bizzle, thanks for hanging.
And your host, C. Bass.
I need a name now.
Baby Kate?
Baby Kate. I already have one. C. Bass. We just took C. Bizzle's name from him and made it your name.
And that's not right.
We got to keep it
We
to him.
We got to run it by C. Bizzle and ask.
C. Bizzle.
Okay.
Ask permission.
Ask permission. So yeah, we thank all you guys being in the chat room. Appreciate it. And it's just a lot more fun when you guys are there, asking questions, listening live. So if you can, pass it on to your friends, pass on the live show page to your friends. And also don't forget to pass our show on to your friends too. Any of the shows that you enjoy, you can share them in Facebook or whatever, email, and we'd be greatly appreciative of that. And, if you would like to sign up to our newsletter list and keep up to date with all of our shows, that's a great way to stay up to date. Like I mentioned before, I send you 2 really cool bonuses. One is an audio course and one is I'll let you find out, but it's really awesome. And you can sign up to our newsletter list. And if you're ever looking to support us, we do take donations. And we're really appreciative of those, like we mentioned before. And Amazon is a really super way to support us as well. So click on our Amazon link and then bookmark it in your browser. And then anytime you go back to Amazon, go to that bookmark link and we'll get credit every time. And that will help keep everything rolling. So we really appreciate that. And then we also have our store with Qigong and the biomats and the saunas and the rebounders and all the good stuff that you will want to have for your health.
To better your health.
Yep. That's all in our store. And we're going to be adding to that too.
And if you ever come into town, we will even offer you free kisses from Maggie.
Oh, free kisses.
Well, you know what's funny? She gives kisses very freely to you and I, but that's it. I guess we can't offer free kisses because she clams up around people. She barely gives them the time of day.
That's true.
That's mean. Maggie, you're mean.
That's mean. Yeah, she'll give you either a free kiss or a free bite. We don't know.
It's a grab bag.
it's up for grabs.
Oh, I love it.
So yeah, this is episode 357. So we'll put all the links in this show page, and we appreciate you guys so much for joining us. And is that about it?
I think that's a wrap.
We're gonna go run a couple errands.
Yes.
Gonna go run a couple errands. We're gonna be posting a video later today about the Berkey water filters.
Yay.
So yeah, stay tuned for that. Follow us on YouTube if you want to check out our videos. And our Instagram account, too, if you want to get a little more personal with us. That's about it, right?
Yep, that's it. That was so fun, you guys. It was good to be back today.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I feel like, did we do a show last Friday? Or
yeah.
Did we?
No. Last Monday we had Dr. Marita.
Oh, that's right. We had Dr. Marita.
Wow, that's why it seems like it's almost been 2 weeks. Wow.
Yeah, I feel like it's been forever. And by the way, we are going to try our best to have as many in-studio guests as we possibly can. So we're working on a bunch of those too. So just to let you know. I think that's it, right?
That's it.
All right. So pass the show on to your friends and have a great weekend. And we appreciate you guys so much. And we'll catch you on the next episode.
Hey, everybody. This is Josie, Justin's mum. Don't tell him, but I know he would absolutely be really happy if you would sign up to his free weekly newsletter. And don't forget to share this with all your friends. This is the buzzing bumblebee signing off.
That's so good.
Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for listening to this episode.
It's time to go for now, but our mission does not end with this show.
Justin and Kate will be back with another interview packed full of ideas, discoveries, and unique ways to regain your health.
Head on over to extremehealthradio.com/subscribe and instantly download our free gift too that contains cutting-edge strategies to start making healthy lifestyle changes today.
No material on this blog is intended to suggest that you should not seek professional medical care. Always work with qualified medical professionals, even if you educate yourself in the field.